Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday again. The weeks just seem to be plowing fast really, really quickly. Hi, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the chat slash listing show. It's Friday night. Rock and roll. I wanted to talk a little bit about Whatnot tonight. For those of you who might be interested, if you're not interested, we'll be listing shortly thereafter. But I did do my first Whatnot auction on Tuesday night. And for those of you who might not have seen or aren't members of Whatnot yet, hopefully you consider joining. It's a lot of fun. Everything went pretty smoothly, save for a little camera snafu to start the show off. But that didn't last long. And then once that was worked out, everything went really nicely. I had a great time. Everybody in there was so kind and so considerate and appreciative. And they even dug the music, which was kind of cool. I did a World War II kind of theme. It was all, I sold print ads from World War II era. It was 1943, Life magazine, 10 lots of them. All 10 sold, which I'm very appreciative of. It's a great way for anybody out there that might be thinking about it and possibly, not really sure if they're going to do it. Hey, Rutan, how are you? Oh, yeah, cool. You already got the lot of ads you bought. Oh, wonderful. Great. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was just going to say, for those of you who might be on the fence about it, should I do it? Should I not do it? I highly recommend you do it, particularly if you have bulk of anything like that. Like, in my case, the magazine ads. But there's millions of other types of things you could sell. Postcards, obviously, are doing really well. Records, a lot of people are getting into. The only thing about records is right now, the shipping on those things are could be very expensive for a buyer, especially if you buy multiples, because they don't have the ability to send shipping via media mail yet within Whatnot. For those of you who might have seen, Dom was on the other night, Wednesday night, and he had one of the marketing managers, I think it was, on his show live. Hey, Carlos, welcome. And he said that apparently it's in the works, that they realized that the media mail thing is important. So supposedly that's in the works. There's a lot of other enhancements that are coming down the pike per that interview. That was on Primetime Treasure Hunter show. Hey, Sarah. If one is thinking about doing it, watch this show. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that, Sarah. I'll tell you, the only thing that stinks about it is you can't watch a replay on Whatnot itself. But there's ways around that. I think they actually have a record function built in for sellers. That's at least what I heard the other night. And you could always do what I do is just do a screen recording of the computer. Hey, DePage, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. The theming, again, was important to me. I wanted to kind of make it a nice experience for everybody. So I had like World War II era music playing in the background and, to kind of set the mood for the evening. I will be doing another one on Sunday. I'm not sure of the time, but probably 5, 6 o'clock, something like that. I'll be putting out something either tonight or sometime tomorrow morning, announcing the particulars. But it's going to be another themed event with the print ads. Hey, Barbara, how are you? Welcome. Welcome. And Merry Christmas, by the way. I just realized you have a Christmas hat on there. It's never too early, right? Yeah, so I'll be doing another one Sunday, probably like 5 or 6 o'clock, most likely. I think Sunday evening is a nice time. The first one was on Tuesday. I might stick with the Tuesday ones as well. We'll see how Sundays goes. I want to kind of, try different nights of the week, try different times just to see, who's interested and when the most people could be on. It was a lot of fun. It was pretty hassle-free, like I said, except for the first couple of minutes. I'll bore everybody with the details just in case you ever think of doing this. Essentially, you need to... Oh, thank you, Rutan. Yeah. That's cool. That's good to know. Yeah, all 40s mono. It was original stuff. The 2-camera setup is what nailed me on this. You kind of need... there's different ways, but long story short, you should have at least 2 devices. Your phone usually is the camera, and I have like an overhead projector thing that holds the phone. So that was like, showing off all the ads and everything. And then I had my computer on to actually interact with people and to actually go in and set the specifics for the auction, how many minutes I wanted it to last, how many items I had, all that kind of stuff is kind of controlled separately. Because if your phone is flipping like this upside down, used as a camera, you can't go in and hit all the buttons on it, right? Well, silly me, the very first time, of course, what do? I hit start show or start auction, whatever it was, on the computer, not realizing that would kind of initiate the camera on the computer. So you have to do start show on the device that you're using as a camera. That's what I learned. So after some fumbling around for about 5 minutes, I was able to get both devices in sync and everything was great. Every day is Christmas, Barbara. Absolutely. Yeah, but Root, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I thought the music was cool. And like I said, I'm going to do another one Sunday. I'll tell everybody it's going to be a 50s theme. It's kind of rock and roll 50s. There are some really cool ads I'm picking out. I'm going to do the same kind of thing. I think I'll do a little more, like maybe 15 lots this time. I did 10 lots on Tuesday because I just wanted to check everything out, learn how to work the program itself. And except for that little camera screw up for the first like 2 or 3 minutes, everything else went perfectly. And I really appreciate, for those of you who saw the show, the patience involved, because those first couple of minutes, I'm like, oh, here we go. Of course, the first time you hit go live, after practicing for like hours before that. But it's a great platform, man. It really is. It's Popeye's Postcards. Hopefully he'll be in later. He's a great guy. He's doing, absolutely phenomenally on that site so far. But he was kind enough to write me some chat stuff. And he said that like the same thing, like at first, you're a little bit nervous and then you kind of get a following. So I got a really early dose of that. There were probably like 25, 30 people in there for the first show, which I was really impressed by. It was a scenario where I told a few friends, I'm like, I'm going to just go in. If nobody shows up, say la vie, no big deal. I'll try something else. There was like no pressure, no fear at all. It was very natural and relaxing for me. I hope it was for anybody who watched it. But if you guys are at all interested in doing it, definitely consider it. If you have any questions, again, feel free to ask me. I'm a savvy veteran now that I have one under my belt. You get this strange feeling of confidence. Once you got that first one done, it's all downhill from here. But it should be exciting. I'm going to do a 50s theme on Sunday. I have so many magazines to go through. What I was going to say about Popeye was he wrote something brilliant. He said, basically, to paraphrase, I'd rather make 3.5 cents instantly and then get a nickel over a month, something to that effect. Meaning that the thing about Whatnot is, of course, people are going there for deals. It's an auction environment, right? So, it could go, sky's the limit on the price, but realistically, you're not going to be selling, at least in my case, the same amount that I would make individually. So a really quick example for those of you who watch my my shows when I do the listing, I'm putting every ad up there for $15 at a minimum, and then I'm putting up certain ones 20, 25, $30. Whereas a whole lot, which I think I had 10 in the lot, I had 10 ads in a lot, were only selling for 15 to $20, which was cool, and does get back to that theory that Popeye said. It's an instant sale. You don't have to pay any commission to eBay, even though you do pay commission on Whatnot. But the instantaneous nature of it is very appealing. You're selling a lot at once. You can stay on, theoretically, you could stay on all night if you want. I don't think there's a time limit on it. So provided that you have interest and people are watching you, you could be selling all night or all day. The downside is don't expect to make the same amount of money you might potentially make on eBay, but just be thankful for the fact that it's going to be an instant sale. And certainly don't put up items that you think, you don't want to give things away is what I'm trying to say. To get a bundle of ads from me for $20, I'm still making plenty of money on it. And I really genuinely mean this. I love helping other people with this stuff to try to get them into this niche. So for me, if I'm still making some money, I'm getting rid of some items and it's starting or kickstarting somebody else's career, if you will, or somebody else's, business model, trying something new. That's wonderful. People that are buying postcards, same thing. Popeye's making a lot of money, but they're still cheaper than if you went out and bought all of them collectively on eBay, I'm sure. So it's a really, really unique system. I do like it a lot. Thank you, Allie, very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, Allie was there. A lot of you guys were there, and I appreciate the support very much. And it's funny, another thing I was telling some friends, though, is that, here we go. We've been watching, they do a one-axis producer. Yeah, I know a lot of them do that. I was a one-man show. Mrs. Flippett can help on occasion, but that night she just wasn't available to help me. And if it wasn't for that little camera screw up, I would have been totally fine. But it wound up working out well. And thanks again, Allie. Appreciate it. I'm sorry. I forgot what I was just saying before I checked the comments. It was going to be a good point. Maybe we'll get back to it. But long story short, go for it if you're thinking about it. If anybody hasn't joined yet, I think I have a link in this video. I'm pretty sure I put it in there. You can get a $10 credit, which is instantaneous. I did the same thing when I first joined. And then when I went and bought my first item on an auction, instantly I had a $10 credit, which is kind of cool. So check that out if you have any interest. And again, if anybody has any questions about the process, let me know. I'll help you out best I can. It is cool. Shipping was just different. It wasn't hard or anything. It's just very different than what I'm accustomed to on other platforms. Excuse me, one second. Just ate some dinner and I think a little bit got stuck in my throat. Anyway, yeah, the shipping thing, which I wanted to make sure I did the next morning right away for everybody to get these things out. It's just a different presentation than I'm accustomed to. You know, I've been shipping on eBay for years and years. I've been shipping on Etsy for a little bit, shipping on Discogs, all kind of the same thing if you think about it. But the difference with this auction style thing is you really need to keep organized who bought what lot and making sure that you send the right lot to the right buyer. And then, like I said, the screen itself is just a little bit different. You have to kind of get around it. Their shipping policies are a little bit different. And again, if anybody has any questions, let me know and we'll talk off air. We could write an email back and forth. Jiminy, flip it at Gmail. I'm a big email guy. That was the thing. I just wanted to make sure I get everything out and that everything was correct. And that was only 10 lots. So if I do 15, 20 in the next show, which I think I will, I'm going to have to be even more careful about it. But so far, so good. Definitely like it. Definitely think it's viable. And that first show was really important to me. You know, like I said, I didn't have any pressure on myself. I said, if I do well, I do well. If I don't, I don't. No big deal. I still have everything else. You know, I might as well try it. But I was very, very pleasantly surprised at the turnout for sure. The ease of use, you know, again, except for the camera snafu. After that, everything was really smooth. I didn't have any glitches on there. I've seen some other shows where it kind of times you out or something, or you set a clock, you know, a timer for 3 minutes or however long your auction runs, and it doesn't show out there, but it shows on yours. Little things like that, but that's all to be expected. And they seem to be really good guys over there. Very responsive. If you do have any questions or you know, technical problems, like I was preparing myself for some shipping issues the next day, which I didn't have, thankfully, but they kind of tell you right away, click here for help or send an email here, call here. All right, cool. Yay. $10 too from your video card. That's awesome, Sarah. Great, thank you. You could use it on Sunday. But Rutan, that's awesome. You already got yours. I didn't realize you already got yours. That's really cool. I have to check my screen. I saw that I think 2 or 3 of them were received already from Tuesday, which is pretty fast. Everything was, another thing just to mention, everything is USPS right now with Whatnot. They don't have any integration with UPS or FedEx or any other shipping entity, just USPS, for better or worse. Not making any kind of commentary on it. I'm just saying that's what it is. And I also believe the only thing they have right now is regular first class and US priority. One of my buyers was kind enough. He bought, I should have this memorized, 6 or 7 lots. No, probably less than that. 4 or 5 lots, I think it was. And it came out to just over £1. I thought I was going to be able to get it in there, but that's 60 ads. Not bad. It was like £1 and change. I think it was like 17 ounces. So that one went out priority, but all the other ones were first class. And, so far, so good. Oh, okay. Very cool. So you got these special little code names. Yes, I saw DCPO. Hope you'll be there Sunday, Rutan. I will, just like last time, I'll do a little, all the usual things, the Instagram post. I'll do something on YouTube quick to just announce it, the exact time. But I'm leaning towards like 5 or 6 o'clock on Sunday. I think that's a nice time. Maybe 6 is better, right? Dinner's done. It's Sunday night, kind of in wind down and all that. We'll do a 50s theme. We'll have some cool 50s music, rock around the clock-ish stuff in the background. I'll get a bunch of ads together that, fit a theme as well. I don't have a specific year in mind right now. I'm just going to grab some magazines from the 50s and start looking for some interesting combinations and putting together. Barbara, you would have appreciated it I don't know if you were on. If you were, maybe you were using a different name, but I put together a World War II Christmas package. It was a lot of 10 all Christmas themed World War II ads, which were really cool. So you would have dug that, being the Christmas girl you are. So yeah, how's everybody else doing? Again, if you have any more questions or comments about Whatnot, feel free to write them. But that's basically my story. It was really successful from my perspective. 10 lots. I was writing to people. I said, hey, 10 lots up, 10 lots sold. Can't beat that, right? And I really hope everybody enjoys the buyers that I appreciate you greatly, the ones that bought from me. I hope you enjoy them. And same thing, again, I always say it, but it's true. If you have any questions about them, if you want some advice on pricing or anything like that, let me know. I'd be more than happy to help out best I can. Been doing this for a few years now. Not exclusively. We have plenty of other items. In fact, I was thinking, it's funny, I was thinking of doing records on Tuesday. I kind of wanted to make Tuesday my night. Popeye has a show on at 8, I think. So I was going to go back to like 6, which gives me 2 hours. So I'm not, conflicting with him in any way, shape, or form. And then my buddy Don, the auction professor, comes on last night and announces he's going to do a record show on probably Tuesday. I'm like, oh, come on. So we'll see. We'll see. He has a lot of really great records out there too. But I have tons of records, so that might be a show as well. But at least in the short term, I'm probably going to be focusing on a lot of advertisements because I just have so many of them. And that's the key. If you want to get onto this and you're interested in maybe doing your own auction, and like I said earlier, you're on the fence, so you're not sure if you should do it. I definitely think you should do it, but I definitely think you want to make sure you have lots and lots of whatever you want to put up there. And I also want you to, I just want to make this one mention one more time. Don't expect to get the same price you might get if you were to sell each item individually on eBay or Etsy. But take solace in the fact that you're going to get immediate results, that once it's sold, the payment comes right in. It's really cool. So it's, be smart, put up things that are kind of expendable to a point, that you have lots of, that you're still going to make some money. You're going to make somebody else very happy. They're going to get a deal. You're going to sell some stuff. You're going to move inventory. I know a lot of people, like me to an extent, you kind of want to just create some room. So it's great for all of those aspects. I definitely recommend it to anybody who's thinking about it. I hope you guys click that link below. If you're not a member, if you're already a member, please follow me. It's just Jiminy Flip It, and I'll be happy to follow you back if you have a Whatnot account, page, whatever. We didn't determine how to word that properly. It's either a page or an account, or I don't know. If you have a Whatnot, let me know, and I'd be happy to follow you back. So how is everybody doing? How are your sales doing? We beginning a weekend again. I had a better week than I had the week that I was complaining about everything. I'm not going to get into a whole complaint session. I really do promise that. But I did do the sell similar thing like we talked about on Monday night, I guess it was, right? And, sales are, for me personally, probably like 75% of what I would normally expect. So certainly a lot better than what it was that prior week. Whether to attribute that to the sell similar thing, I'm really not sure. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All that kind of cliche stuff comes out. Things are, selling steadily. I'm excited about the weekend. I hope that the weekend, as usual, comes through. The added benefit of doing the Whatnot on Sunday and probably Tuesday should help things. And that's a great way. Just one more thing on Whatnot. It's a great way to supplement. It's another source of income. It's like having an Etsy account or something if you've never had one. It's just another outlet for you to sell some stuff online and hopefully make some money at it. So let me know how you guys are doing, how your sales are going. If anybody has any questions, if anybody has any commentary in general about eBay or reselling, let me know, and then we'll get into some listing. Cheers. I am doing the Mediterranean diet. I think I mentioned that twice. About a week ago I started. Things are going great. I feel fantastic, just energy level wise. Everybody knows, I'm sure, that I'm in the Speedle band, and we have a show start tomorrow. I have a show, and that kind of kick starts our summer season where we're playing like, 10, 15 shows every month. And I wanted to kind of get ahead of that a little bit and, shed some baby fat from the winter, and which is why I'm doing the Mediterranean thing. But I'll tell you, it really is an incredible increase in energy. That's for sure. Going good in the middle of building a bookcase to organize. Oh, very cool. To organize what? Just everything in general, Allie? Allie's out there on Whatnot. Follow her. What's your page? Is it the same name, Allie? Allie's Closet? What do I eat on the diet? Hold on. We got diet questions. Wow, there you go, man. $21. That's what I'm saying. Beautiful. Do you remember what? Oh, you said 61. What magazine was it from, the page? But that's what I'm talking about. $21. Now, if you were to sell that on, Whatnot, okay? I know there's been a bunch of videos out there about fees, right? They say they have an 8% commission, which they do. The shipping thing is kind of strange because, on eBay, let's say the page sells this $21 ad. I'm assuming it had shipping on it. Let's just say $3.50 for shipping, right? So you'll see something basically that says like $24.50, and then you go and you print your label and you get that little discount. So whatever. Let's say you net a quarter on the shipping, right? It's all transparent and you see it on eBay, not on Whatnot. The shipping is completely behind the scenes. So your gross money is purely based upon the sale price. That's it. The winning bid. That's it. You'll never see what they paid for shipping. You'll see what they paid in shipping in the breakdown, but it's put in, how do I describe this? You have to set up your shipping policy, if you will, prior to putting up your lot or whatever you're selling, right? And you put it into a bucket. Let's say, with my ads, I'm going to use an example. I think I selected 8 to 11 ounces, and I guess they have an agreement that equals a certain price for postage. Well, if you sell several of those, you might exceed that amount, right? You have to kind of prepare for that. I'll see a net of something. I'll see, Allie bought an ad, a lot of ads for $25. She paid $3.50 in shipping, whatever, right? But then when I print the ad, I don't see what it cost. If that makes any sense. So all the shipping stuff nets out behind the scenes, and you're just left with gross money. And then eventually, I assume, I haven't seen this yet, but you can drill down and you can look and see what amount came out with PayPal fees, and which is 30 cents per transaction. Then 2.9%, whatever, and then 8% is there. So I think it winds up being 12. Really, bottom line, expect to lose about 12, 13%. That's it. That's what it comes back to. But that really is awesome, DePage. I'm psyched for you. Sunday Magazine, beautiful. Is it a full? Oh, it was a supplement. Was it like just an 8.5 by 11 then, like you would see inserted? What a great idea, by the way, DePage. What a great, like, a newspaper insert, right? We always talk about magazines here and brochures, but that's a great one to look out for. Old Sunday Magazine inserts. Very cool. Congratulations on that. Organize your office since you've been working from home. Okay. Office is a dining room. Oh, my God. I guess it's time to suck it up and have an actual office now in a segregated area for your eBay Play stuff. 13 by 11. Beautiful, man. That's really great. Congratulations. Very happy to hear that. Sarah asked about the diet, right? 2-second version, okay? Mediterranean. It's a vegetable-based diet. Doesn't mean it's a vegetarian diet, far from it, but it's vegetable-based. The majority of your calories in your intake should be vegetables. Whole grain bread. I bought this really nice loaf. I'm on my second one. Well, I'm about to start my second one. I have a slice every morning with avocado, which I had never eaten in my life until last Saturday morning. And now I have it every morning. A little thin coat of like smeared up avocado, nothing in it, just avocado. It's instead of butter. Lots of olive oil. Cook everything in olive oil. Drench things in olive oil. Pure virgin olive oil. Have some fruit. No candy, no nonsense like that. Just fruit, vegetables, fish. I love fish anyway, so it's no big deal for me. Swordfish. They recommend shrimp. Like any other common sense diet, portions are just key. Don't gorge yourself with fish. Don't gorge yourself with anything. Nice, even proportions. Lots of vegetables, all fresh. Lots of fresh fruit. The occasional piece of occasional piece of fish, seafood, beans, legumes. I love lentils. And lentils are highly praised. Garbanzo beans. The number one protein source, according to them, should be from beans, not animal products. So that's really it in a nutshell. Olive oil, lots of vegetables. Don't use any butter. It does say you can have an egg, but I'm not a big breakfast guy at all. I'm not anti-egg, but I don't eat eggs every day. That's for sure. Theoretically, you could scramble up an egg, sure. I love cheese, and I haven't had lots of cheese. And the question was about pasta. Yes, you could have like whole wheat pasta. They recommend if you're going to have pasta. Again, small portions. But it's fantastic. It's made me feel quite more energetic, which for that alone, even if I don't lose a pound, I don't care. I like the energy boost. What do you recommend if you have eBay for video games, toys, and collectibles? If I have an eBay, create a new account just for print ads and postcards? Totally up to you, Carlos. If you want to start over with a new store, it's funny you say that because I've thought the same thing for myself, and I've asked that advice to others. Should I do a store solely devoted to print ads? If I do, though, I'm literally starting from scratch. I don't want to do that. All your feedback, everything is zero, and you kind of start from scratch. So if you're just dabbling in it and you don't mind that aspect of it, that you're kind of starting from new, then yeah, it's a great way to segregate and keep things organized. Hey, Odonata, hey, how are you? Welcome back. I'm seeing you a little bit. Yeah, your office. Dining room is your office. That's okay. Does anybody see it? As long as it's not publicized, right? Hey, Barbara. Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah. But I do understand, like, if you wanted to make a niche a sole project where you want to keep everything segregated, it's not a terrible idea if you don't already have like 1,000 ads listed on that store. Like, that's my dilemma. If I was to do it, I'd have to take down 2,000 plus ads, move them to another store, start from scratch. I don't want to do that. Let's just say I got into trying to think of something I have nothing of. Comic books. I know nothing about comic books. I don't really care about them. I'm not against them. I just don't know anything about them. But let's say, for some reason I inherited, 10,000 comic books from somebody or whatever. Something like that, I might consider just doing a new store and starting from scratch on it, because it's a fresh start for me. Like, I guess, Carlos, the ads would be a fresh start for you. I don't think there's much harm in that, but I wouldn't want to personally take half or more of my inventory out of my store that's been around for years and I've built up momentum, like Barbara mentioned, and feedback, and kind of start at zero again. Yeah, I'm sure it's probably common practice at this point. It's actually a living room. Uh-oh. True confession time, everybody, huh? I'm sure all your spouses or significant others are all thrilled with that, too. See, we have all my stuff in the basement. It's not in the house, thank goodness. We have a nice full-size basement. Hi, Marie. Yeah. Where is it? Over here? That'll be how much? Do I have a price? Well, this is in British pounds, so we'll have to get the current rate, exchange rate. You'll sell ads from comics. That's cool. Yeah, and I'm not anti-comic. I know the white hot right now for whatever reason. People dig comics. I've never been into them, so for me it would be almost foolish because I'd be starting from complete scratch. I would, it's too popular a category to try to like dip your toe into the water on it for me. If I suddenly got like I said, if I came across a ridiculous deal and they were put in my basement in a box, I'd probably take some time and learn about them. But I think I'd get crushed out there because I'd have to research every single one. You've been watching just usually the reruns. I love your show, Jiminy Flip It, and all the info you freely share. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, it's a pleasure. I'm not afraid of sharing anything because there's just so many of these things, It's not like everybody, I'm not going to suddenly have 1 million new people go out and sell the same thing. It's just exposing people to things that they might not have thought of. And I kind of put out a little action plan for everybody to follow if they're brand new, which I wish somebody would do for me about comic books. If somebody said, here's a comic book, here's what to look for, that would be beneficial. I would watch that. You're welcome, Carlos. So yeah, I'm sorry if that's a confusing response. Ask 10 people, you'll probably get 10 different answers, but that's my thought on it is, if you already have an established store and, the things that you're familiar with and you have a good feedback and it's been around for a while and you just want to start something brand new, I don't think it's a terrible idea to do a store devoted to print ads in this instance. That's what I would probably do with comics. I would start a new one. Then people would be less crude to me when they realize that I'm giving away things that are worth a lot more because I didn't research it. But yeah, like I said, that's pretty much it for the Whatnot section of today's show. Again, unless anybody has any questions or anything, but do go ahead if you are on Whatnot and please give me a follow at Jiminy Flip It, just so you could see if you want to just peek in for a couple of minutes, that's fine. Kind of see what's going on. That's all I did. I only heard about this maybe a month ago, maybe not even a month ago. And my first reaction was, nah. I don't understand. And for those of you who may have been on Whatnot for a lot longer or follow other resellers, I don't understand why. It's just me. Why not just do the same thing on YouTube for completely free? For some ridiculous reason, YouTube doesn't take any cut for all these online auctions. You see people selling stuff on YouTube. I don't know what the huge benefit is of Whatnot other than, I guess the obvious benefit is you get members of Whatnot who could follow you and all that. But it's the same thing on YouTube. If you have 50,000 followers on YouTube and you decide, hey, I'm going to start selling my postcards on YouTube and do auctions, you could do it for completely free. to those 50,000 people. So that's the one thing I don't get, is why people are all rushing over to Whatnot, including me, and giving them 13% essentially. I guess maybe just the headache of the they have all the infrastructure in place for shipping and all that, but pirate ship 10 seconds. I don't get it. I don't know why YouTube doesn't capitalize on it. We've been saying that. A few people have been saying that. I can't believe they don't take any money for auctions. Facebook, there's other platforms. I'm just curious why Whatnot, for some reason, has caught the imagination of so many people. But yeah, Whatnot. Go follow me if you don't mind. And again, click on that link, just like Sarah did. Get yourself $10, and I'll see you Sunday. Yeah, but is that worth giving up 13%, Marie? I don't know. Who cares? I mean, if they don't pay, you put them back up in another show. You know what I mean? I just don't get it. I like it and all, and it's a cool platform, but I just don't understand why. I can't believe YouTube doesn't get in on. I'm sure they will. These people are too bright. Yeah, but 13%, so they pay? I don't know about that. Not worth it to me. But I do like it, and I'm going to keep doing it. And again, thank you to everybody who showed up for the first one. I hope to see you again on Sunday. We'll make it a lot of fun. All right, guys. I want a list. I found some. Hope Sarah has something here. Folks going to Whatnot. No, all they do is auctions. YouTube, not so much. Maybe. I guess. I don't know. They caught lightning in a bottle. It's just, I don't know. But do you know what I'm saying about the YouTube thing? It's completely free, short of PayPal fees. Maybe you don't have, I don't know. Especially, I say this to people that have thousands and tens of thousands of followers. You hit that live button and you hype it up and you get all those views on your YouTube. I'm going to start selling ads on YouTube. Come on Saturday night at 7:00. And, you do the exact same thing you would do on Whatnot. And just the only headache, quote unquote, I guess, some other people said about the pricing, that maybe you have to, you're going to have a couple of bums that don't pay you. So you put them back up. You do another one the next night. All right. Well, anyway, the 1940s ads, I wound up pulling a few magazines for that, the show on Tuesday night. And I only did 10 lots of 10. So it was 100 ads. And in my perusing, looking for those 100 ads to decide, which ones I wanted to put up for the Whatnot auction, I was left with a couple of extra magazines. So I figured I would go through at least one of them tonight and do some listing with you guys. And it's also the 40s, but it's a couple of years after the war. It's 1948. It's also a nice segue because we're going to be doing 50s ads on Whatnot on Sunday and possibly Tuesday. And we did World War II, which is up till 45, obviously, on last Tuesday. So now for the listing show, I picked a 1948, which is kind of somewhere right in the middle. It's kind of just before the 50s, just after the war. Really nice stuff. Let's pull up my screen. It's from what month? I'll tell you guys what month in a minute. I think it was May, I think. Yes, May of 1948. These are Life magazines, 14 by 11. Nice big ones. Most of them are in color tonight, which is kind of cool. I have my designation. This is the 172nd Life magazine I've listed so far. It's a lot of just Life. 1948. Okay, so let me pull up the first item and we could all take a look together. And please, again, always feel free to leave questions and comments down there. We don't have to just abandon all the other stuff we've been talking about for the last half hour, but I did want to just get a few listings up tonight because I have all those ads that I cut out for the show. And now since I'm going to jump to the 50s, these late 40 ones need a home. So I figured let's do them together. Let me find my pictures folder. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, we have how many? 20 of them actually. I don't know if we'll get them all tonight, but we'll give it heck. Let's see. Where do we want to go? This one, let's do something different. That's extremely popular and you don't see very often. So let's pull this one in. Can everybody see this one? I know it has that dreaded washout effect because it's white, but I think it still looks pretty good. Lifesavers, peppermint lifesavers. Only a nickel, by the way, guys. Look at that. Comes in a handy dandy case. That's kind of a nice looking little plastic case, I assume. It says Lifesavers with like a blue velvet inner. Lifesavers ads, beech nut, candy and gum, Wrigley's, all really good sellers. You don't see them that often. Maybe that's part of the reason why they sell so well and they're popular and people collect them. So let me pull up. We'll start our listing. Lifesavers is 2 words. Be sure. And they have a category you can see right here. Food and beverage, candy and nuts, Lifesavers. I think as a general rule, if anybody just wants to think about it this way, if you're doing print ads, when you go to list them, if your brand that you put in there has its own category, it's a popular brand. It's going to be something, hey, Carl, what's going on? Welcome. So in this case, here's a perfect one, Lifesavers, right in there. So bam, people like Lifesavers. I'm going to go back. This is my store category, so this is just internal, but I want to make sure I have this accurate too. So this is 40s ads, and we're going to put this in food. Debatable whether a search is a piece of food, but I don't have a candy category. You thought that was an eyeglass? Yeah, it kind of looks like one, doesn't it? That's okay, Marie. And hey, Carl, welcome again. Yeah. I know. All right, let's fill out our required specifics. You can see Lifesavers came right up. It's a multicolor advertisement. It's original. It has not been modified. Only enhanced. No, it's not modified. What year are we in? 1948. And this would be a print ad. A theme. You can see it says candy and nuts. Marie's saying it looks like an eyeglass case. It really does, especially the top one, right? If you didn't see what almost looks like a Lifesaver necklace down below, it kind of looks like an eyeglass case for sure. But let's see, it's very sparse, right? You just have the image and you have, what does it say? What gives you the same enjoy mint, haha, M-I-N-T, at the same old price? Lifesavers still only a nickel. Gems of flavor. Gems of flavor. So I guess that's why they have it in a fancy schmancy case, at least for the advertisement. I don't know if that was something you could actually buy, but it's kind of nice. So open to thoughts here. What would you guys point out if this was in your collection? If you were going to list this tonight on eBay, what are some things you might put in the description or in the title, excuse me? Like maybe like gold case or plastic case, or I always say when in doubt, use like something that they use as a slogan in the ad, like in this case, gems of flavor. That might be something we put in there. Let's put in peppermint. And now that we've established it's in the Lifesavers category, I can kind of play around a little bit here. So I'm going to put it over here, peppermint. That's how they brand it, right? And of course, we'll get a spell check, but that's okay. Peppermint Lifesavers, still only a nickel, might be something you want to mention, potentially. Garage sales tomorrow, huh? You guys heading out? Maria, you up in Canada too? Speaking of Canada, our resident Canadian, Dawn Wright, is apparently still sleeping. We're going to give her about 10 more minutes before we set the alarm and wake her up. She promised me she'd be here tonight. No pressure. That's cool if you guys are heading to garage sales tomorrow. It's awesome. Oh, Carl, thinking of skipping garage sales. Uh-oh. Oh, you're in Washington. Okay. Carl, do you have a significant amount of inventory to go through already? Is that why you don't want to go to garage sales like me? Or you don't really have to go out and get anything else? Hey, Odinata, this is a cool ad. Interesting that they choose blue for the inside since weren't Lifesavers originally inspired by actual Lifesavers. Apparently. Right, you would think they might have like the red or something. True, it's a good point. Maybe it speaks to the mint, the peppermint. I don't know. Washington State. Cool, Marie. Cool, damp, and rainy usually, isn't it, in Washington State? I've only been to Olympia for a show. It was unbelievably beautiful. It's literally like a different planet. Like just the landscape, everything about that area is beautiful. The Northwest. There you go. The dreaded twofer there, Carl, huh? I definitely get it. But yeah, like Onata said, that is a kind of cool looking ad, kind of sparse. It's nice to see, and this is something else you just kind of see as time goes on. You know, we usually, well, not usually, but a lot of times in these listing shows, we've dabbled in magazines from like turn of the century, the teens, the 20s, where they seem to be a lot more verbose, if you will, because there wasn't, I guess, the ability necessarily to put photographs in print form in magazines. Back then, there probably was the ability, but it was a very expensive proposition for these companies. So they would kind of, err on the side of, let's write about our product and put a little ditzy little illustration in there and just kind of sum it up in a paragraph or three. Whereas now, as things become more graphic as time goes on, we're in the late 40s here. 40s are probably my favorite decade of these ads, just so you know. I love the 40s stuff. But tail end, 1948 here, a lot more visual, a lot more colorful, fancier graphics, if you will, much more ability to do those things like put photographs in there, obviously, and less wording. So it's kind of cool. The only thing about that is it makes it a little more challenging, as they say, to come up with creative keywords sometimes, because you're not really given a whole bunch here other than the fact that it's in this cool case, But, I mean, from my perspective, I would probably put in, I like gems of flavor. I think that's the whole thing they're going for, is that they're calling them gems, and it looks like a necklace, right? The way that the lifesavers are sprawled out there, and what looks like Marie said, it kind of looks like an eyeglass case to me too. But I guess they're going for some sort of jeweled product. Lifesavers Peppermint Vintage Print ad. I'm trying to think what the first thing. I'm going to put gems of flavor. See, we're still left with a whole bunch, 22 characters. That's a lot. You're 2 hours south of? Oh, it's pouring. That's sorry, didn't want to put the kibosh, but I know that's what it does up there, right? Ooh, how do we pronounce that? Snohomish? Snohomish County. I see. You thought of blue for water symbolism? For the lifesaver aspect, the literal life, like preserver? Yeah, very, very fancy packaging. Which unto itself could be a descriptor, right? We could put fancy packaging, but gems of flavor. I might even put necklace, because I think that's what this is trying to, portray, is that the little gems of flavor look like a necklace. I don't even know that this is really an available product, this eyeglass case looking thing. I think it might just be, advertising to make it, gems of flavor being their little mantra here. Snohomish. Hold on. Okay, it's not SNO. SNO is pronounced as an A. Snohomish. Very cool. Thank you, Marie. Yeah, Olympia was beautiful. I played a show there probably like 2002, 2003. It was beautiful. A big auditorium. It was really, really nice. It was my only time up in the Northwest, actually. I've been to every state except for like 3. And that was my first and only time I was in Washington State. I was blown away by the beauty of just the landscape and stuff. It was absolutely majestic, truth be told. But enough publicity for your state, Marie. Help me out with this ad. Like I said, I might put necklace. Might even put still only 5 cents. And that would probably cover most of the rest of the characters, right? I'm going to put necklace. Still only, I'm going to be short. Come on. Ooh, here's a question for everyone in the group. Is there a way to put a cent sign on a keyboard? I don't know that I've ever done that. I'm staring at my keyboard right now. A cent sign. It would be like a special character, right? Who knows? Come on, guys. Cent sign. How do you not have a cent sign? Because look at that. I have 1 character left. I could put 5 cents, the C. Anybody know what the key combination might be on a standard Windows keyboard to generate a cent sign? I don't see anything. I really don't want to have to go to the Google to find this out, embarrass myself. So somebody else embarrass themselves for me. Like, really, seriously, I'm scanning this thing. I don't see anything. Explanation, ampersand, number, dollar, percentage, up arrow, and looking like a dollar sign. Where the heck is the cent sign? Hey, DePage, what a good question. Where were they made? I don't know. I'd have to look that up. You think that might be a good inclusion for the in the title? Let's look it up. Well, it looks like the headquarters is in Fairfield, New Jersey. I don't know if that's where it was originated, but that's what came up right away. If anybody wants to dig a little deeper, feel free. But that's the first thing that popped up was Fairfield, New Jersey, which I used to drive through all the time, driving into Manhattan. No luck with the cent sign, huh, guys? Come on. I figured somebody would come through and impress me. Call, come on. What's the cent sign? Gonna have to look this up, everybody. There's got to be a way, don't you think? How to create a cent sign on a keyboard. Look at this. You ready for a trick, everybody? Control / hold them down, then hit the C. Control / C. Absolutely not. Not working for me. I thought Carl would be all over this. Press the control, hold them down, and hit the C, and the cent symbol will appear on your screen. That's all there is to it. Absolutely not. Then I got somebody else saying, hold the Alt key and type a series of numbers. Make sure the numlock key is on. Look at this. We're getting into the woods here with this stupid cent sign. Alt key and typing 0162. Doesn't work. Yes, it does. Look at that, everybody. You see that? Write it down. Alt key and then type 0162 on your number pad. Bam. That's good work, Carl. But look, it looks like I got it. That will mess up your title using the and symbol. DePage, you like that? I like it. I don't think it's messing up anything. I hope. Can you guys see it? I'm pleasantly surprised. Yeah, check it out. Can you see it any better with? No, it's the same thing. There we go. Yeah, there's the cent sign. Okay, well, that completed my characters right to 0. I'm going to go with it. I think it looks awesome. Still only 5 cents, which is exactly what you see in here. Even though I like Carl's too, because it had it doesn't have the line going all the way through. That was kind of cool. How'd you do that, Carl? Impressive. Maybe eBay only accepts one version, but anyway, that worked for me. Alt 0162. Not sure why it works, but it definitely works. Linux operating. So yeah, you're probably right. Hey, Lori, welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Lori, to catch you up to speed, we are listing advertisements from a 1948 Life magazine. I was telling everybody in the beginning of the show about the whole experience on Whatnot on Tuesday night. My first show went really, really well. I enjoyed it. I know Lori has a page out there, right? A page, whatever we call Whatnot. You have a Whatnot, don't you, Lori? You can let everybody know what that is. And when you're doing shows, big fan. We were talking all about it. The page with the snide remark, which I agree with wholeheartedly. That's kind of funny. Although Linux is still used, especially in databases. A lot of big firms use it, even though we think of it as a secondary operating system, but it's not. Right, Greg? There you go. Bam. Let's list this guy. Let's list it. But a pretty cool ad, right, everybody? I like, I don't think we've touched on any certs or lifesaver ads yet. Certs are another good one. They don't come up for it very often, but usually when I put them up, they will sell. It's almost like people are waiting. Oh, you're applying. Okay. Okay, Lori. Good luck with the application. Do you have an account, though, set up? I think you do. I could have sworn I saw it already. Good luck with that. What are you thinking of selling on there? Taking a poll from everybody. I'm just curious what you're thinking of selling. I opened up the show basically saying I love it, but make sure you have whatever you want to put up there. Make sure you have a lot of that item, a lot of those items. And you're willing to sell them for probably a lot less than you could get for them on eBay, but you could still make money on what your cost was. It's that instant sale that's appealing about it. That you can move a lot of stuff really quickly, instantly, essentially. Estate, yeah, that's the category I'm in. Did you see, Lori? I think you saw, right? Did you see Primetime the other night with the interview with that guy from the marketing team? He was saying, they're going to be expanding into many more categories. Everybody's calling out for an ephemera category, but that's what I'm in right now. It says estate sales and antiques or something to that effect. But you have to go into and whatnot as your main one. There you go. Yeah, when you see everybody else, exactly. I got that. Yeah, go for it. It's definitely, you won the giveaway. That's right. You did. That was cool. I definitely understand. Yeah, it's like peer pressure, right? It's like everybody's getting it. I got to get in there. It's a lot of fun. It definitely is a lot of fun. I was like, I should have expected this because the people that follow me in here are all truly wonderful people and great people and friendly. But everybody was so cool in there. I was expecting, I've heard people describe it as the Wild West. It's kind of uncontrolled. And, if you want, you could curse up a storm and you could crank music which I played music, but it was very tasteful, nice music. I was a little afraid of some morons coming in there and just cursing me out or something for no reason. And I figured, well, it's, cost of doing business. But no, everybody was fantastic. It was a very pleasant crowd. Everybody was very engaging and conversational. There was a lot of really a pleasure to do that. Okay, let us go to the next ad from this 1948 Life magazine. Try to pull up some interesting, we always go to cars, right? And of course we have car ads here, but let's try to do some different stuff for a little bit, especially in the beginning. To be honest with you, we're going to do another mint. As I just said, we never do mints. I have another one, and this is a company I have not heard of, and it has a really interesting overall theme. Check this out, everybody. Richardson's mints. They have like those after dinner mints, those things that you usually see in a jar when you're leaving a restaurant when you go to pay. But look at that. You got the polar bears. People like polar bears. Oh, yeah. Lots to talk about here, right? You all know Richardson's products, but I don't. Richardson's old-fashioned striped creamy mints. Richardson's after dinner mints. I like this one. And since we're already in that category, it makes the listing even quicker. Isn't that cool, Lori? Who doesn't love the teddy bears? Come on. Yeah, this is a cool one. Never seen this product, never seen this ad before. I've seen a lot of ads. Totally original. So we're opening up tonight's show with back-to-back mint ads. Richardson's. Let's put that in. And then the only thing we need to change in our specifics is the name, which is kind of cool. Everything else is going to be the same. Richardson's. Have an apostrophe? Yes. I'm going to put mints, and then well, the only thing about that, I am in lifesavers category, so strike everything I just said. We're gonna have to change some things. That's okay. Other candy and nuts, because I don't want to put it in lifesavers when it's not technically a lifesaver, is it? So never mind all that. Yes, we're gonna have to change some specifics, but that's okay. It's quick, multicolor, original, especially when you do 10,000 of them. It gets very easy to do. Richardson is the brand, 1948. See how fast? We're done. We're done with all required. You guys seeing a lot more of those recommended specifics coming up on your pages? When I did my 3,000, what is it called? Not cancel. and sell similar. I wound up having almost 200 all of a sudden recommended specifics pop up. Ow, just cut my arm. Much to my chagrin, and I haven't touched them yet, even though I went through a whole thing about a month ago where I fixed 300 or something, and I did see sales kick off as a result of that. But now I'm like, come on, if I'm going to be ending and relisting or sell similar every couple of days, I'm not going to keep doing 100 and whatever, and then they come back. It's not happening. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to definitely be pulling polar bears first. I think that's the star of this ad, is the polar bears, right? Not bars. I put bars. That's funny. Bears. Polar bears. Let's take a look again. Cool, refreshing mint. You see what I said about the previous ad is holding true here, where it's a lot less wordy and a lot more about the visuals. Yep. Yeah, Lori's saying about, the striped mints. They're called, on the ad it says old-fashioned striped creamy mints. Yep. And then you have the after dinner mints, which are always popular. Polar bears playing. True. I'm playing. They are. Look at them. One's got it bouncing on his nose. You changed the price. Yeah, a few people brought that up last week. That's just as effective, which is probably true. I know you will get that supposed little thrust of a burst of, your impressions supposedly get a burst, and they're shown up top or whatever when you do something like that. If you change a photo, if you change the price, or if you change something in the title, those are supposedly the 3 parameters that will kind of kickstart your listing again. I've done that before, Lori, where I went up and down $1 sporadically. Your LP catalog. Oh, is that something you'll be selling on Whatnot? Your LP catalog? But yeah, Odnata said bears playing. Definitely true. I'm going to put, what do the guys think about like snow, icebergs? I'm trying to hit on things that people might search for. The after dinner mints is actually really good. In fact, I might even put after dinner mints right there. And then we have a little, we could put like snow, icebergs. Oh, list perfectly. I thought you meant LPs like records. Sorry. No, that's what a great point. Sure, you don't keep taking them down. Yeah, I definitely understand that for cross listing. Well, look at that, everybody. What do you think? Right to zero again. That's 2 listings in a row where we used every single character in our title. After dinner mints, polar bears, snow, and iceberg. That pretty much hits it all, right? It is an adorable ad, though. That really is. This will sell. You haven't delved into LPs. Oh, I have. I've always, collected records my whole life. I love records. And now, since doing eBay and reselling, I pick up almost every estate sale I go to. I always, where's the records? Where's the records? And I take almost every one of them because they're always so cheap. And I find a way to make some money over them. And I keep some that I like. This is an adorable ad. I will sell this ad. And I will let everybody know when it sells because it's going to sell quick. It's unique. Polar bears. People dig polar bears. Yeah, me too, Carl. Personally, for me, I love the 40s. If I had to pick a decade with these print ads, I like the 40s the best, but the 50s are really good too. The very same thing, very graphic and colorful. The 50s is, of course, just by nature of the time frame, very optimistic. Post World War II and baby boom and prosperity and Eisenhower and all that stuff. So it's a very upbeat decade, and it transfers into the advertisement of the time too. World War II is obviously somber in the first half, but they're still very, it's very patriotic, obviously. And then the later right now we're in 1948, right? So we're only 3 years removed from World War II. Again, you could see this relief factor that spills into the 50s big time, but I agree totally. 40s and 50s, yeah, my favorite. Although I love for me, early, the turn of the century ones, I like just for the novelty of seeing the stuff that was available back then. I like that. But graphically, nothing beats these 40s and 50s. By the 60s, things get very modern looking. Like that, there's a lot of 60s stuff. I was born in the 60s, and probably a lot of you guys were, I guess, or remember them. And the 60s stuff starts looking very modern and isn't as exciting to me personally to list. other than like car ads, which people love. People love 60s. Like last week we did 67, right? Great year. And the 67 ads, they're okay, but they look too contemporary for my liking personally. Whereas the 40s and 50s still have this like nostalgic look to them. That's what I think. Well, anyway, this one is done, folks. You know what I'm going to do though on this one? I'm going to jack this one up a couple of bucks price wise. What the heck? Polar bears are a good thing to, a collectible item for sure. So we'll list that one. Come on. There we go. And it's fun, to do things differently like this on this listing show. We're picking some different products, which is kind of cool, instead of just car after car after car, which is what you really see a lot of. That's the one thing about the 40s, 50s, 60s, certainly, is car ads. Like, not a bad thing, because from a selling perspective, they sell very well and they're very, very popular. But just from, having to go through these things, I like to see different things. Hey, Popeye, welcome aboard. Yeah, I should be. Thank you. I should be. Thanks for checking us out. Popeye, the Talk About Whatnot Kings. I put him at the top of the list of the guys I follow anyway. So go check out Popeye on Whatnot and on YouTube. Hope to see you in a little bit. Yeah, we'll probably be still on an hour. I just came on at 6. So hope to see you later on, John. Thanks for checking in. All right. Polar bears in the books. What shall we move on to now? We'll pick something else a little different. It's fun to do some different stuff. Great. That's awesome, man. Hope to see you in a little bit. I have a really special one I'm saving for a little later on. Here's a tried and true brand. Look at that, everyone. Pepsi Cola. Some kind of sweepstakes. Good stuff. No, it's not Coke. Coca-Cola, king of colas, king of advertising in the beverage arena. But Pepsi, 7, I'm going to tell everybody really quickly, if you had to put a hierarchy of sodas, advertising-wise, you got Coca-Cola, champ, the Yankees of soda, if you will. I would probably put, believe it or not, 2 ones that will surprise you. 7-Up. 7-Up ads, I'm going to put second in popularity from my experience in selling them. 7-Up ads, people love them. And they're typically really fun. What we were talking about earlier about colorful and vibrant and like just fun scenes that are portrayed in these ads. 7-Up. Number 2, Pepsi. And then RC Cola is a major bolo. If you guys see any RC Cola. Hey, Jeff, welcome. Welcome, Jeff. My buddy Jeff put on a display on my first show the other night. I really appreciate that, Jeff. Let me know if you received your stuff yet. I hope you did. If you didn't, you should be receiving it very shortly. And Dr. Pepper is not high on the list, but they're also a lot more scarce, Lori. Like, you don't see that many Dr. Pepper ads. But 7-Up, I'm telling you, look for 7-Up. And then Sprite's kind of down the list if you had to put a hierarchy. But Dr. Pepper, I'm sure it would be. I don't have... we could look it up. I don't know when Dr. Pepper came out, but it wasn't around in the 40s and stuff. I don't think. Whereas 7-Up was, and especially in the 50s, very, very popular. So Pepsi, I would put probably a third, believe it or not. And get your entries in, everybody. June 30th, 1948. That's when this thing closes. So we got to get in there. $203,725 right there. Treasure Top sweepstakes and contests. Could be yours. But with all that said, Pepsi's still an incredibly popular product. Let me make sure. Let's see if they have the... Remember what I said earlier about the category section? If your product is mentioned in a category solely by itself, it means it's popular. So let's give it a look. Pepsi does not. Ooh, you see this? Everybody hires root beer. Yes, it does. Pepsi. Bam. I have a guy. You always have to have a guy. I have a guy who buys virtually every 7-Up ad I put up. Collects 7-Up. This is just a little insider tip. I think it's common sense, but I never assume that because people are all different levels of reselling and experience. If you have a guy who collects 7-Up, let's just say, right? And you're kind enough. I did a video about this a while ago, but I'll give the Cliff Notes version here. If you sell to somebody, especially if they buy more than one, it's very, very appreciated sometimes if you send them a quick note, thanks so much for your purchase. Hey, do you collect 7-Up? Well, I did one of those type of things, I have X amount of print ads, and I have, I went through my inventory. It looks like I have another 30, I'm making up the number, 37-Up ads. Here's a link to those ads. If you have any interest, let me know. I'll cut you a deal if you buy multiple. And that technique worked extremely well with this guy. He's like, absolutely. He wanted me to send him an email whenever I came across any. He gave me his email address. And it's not outside of eBay. It's all within, not email address, excuse me. His contact information within. Don't do an email address. Time out. No email address. It was within eBay's messaging system. He said, yes, send me a message. I'm just so used to saying email. Send me a message when you come across any new ones. I'd be interested to look at them. And he hasn't bought every single one because he's a collector. So he has a whole bunch of them. But every time I list a 7-Eleven, I say, hey, man, just listed a new one. I give him the item number. I mean, I'd say like 65, 70% of the time he'll pick it up. Pretty cool. Very, very, very cool. So I highly recommend if you sell something like that. Let me catch up with some comments. If you sell something like that and you see somebody's buying like one or two of them, odds are they might be a fan of that product or a collector. No harm or foul, just saying, always open it up with thank you very much for your purchase. And then you segue into your little, attempts to get some more sales. Hey, do you collect 7-Up? I have a whole bunch of them. Let me know if you're interested. I'll give you a link. And, the avid collectors, they actually, I have a Budweiser guy does the same thing in St. Louis. He's a curator at a museum or something for Anheuser-Busch. Every single Anheuser-Busch related product advertisement I put up, if he doesn't have it already, he sends me a message, says, I want that one. It's great. You once sold a set of 3 Viewmaster rules that were from 7-Up the vendors would use to display in grocery stores. They were from the 50s. I got almost, I believe it, man. 7-Up from the, I totally believe it. From the advertising space here with the print ads, huge. I'm not going to say they're as popular as Coke, but they're very close second. And they're a lot more scarce than Coke. Coca-Cola, has been printed forever and it's been around forever. And, there's just very, very, huge fan base of Coca-Cola fans. But the 7-Eleven fans, they're 7-Up fans. They're out there in droves. So big time bolo for everybody. Hey, Rutan, Dr. Pepper was created in 1800. There we go. It's always fishy when they're created by pharmacists, right? Weird little concoctions. All right, so Dr. Pepper's been around a long time. I haven't come across many Dr. Pepper ads, though, Rutan. Get your packages Monday. Very cool, Jeff. Yeah, please let me know how everything works out. I hope you enjoy them. Do what you will. I know you said you're going to keep some, you're going to sell some. So good luck. And if you need any help with anything, let me know. But thank you very much. I'll be going on, Jeff, if you're just showing up. I'm going back on, I believe, on Sunday. I'm going to announce the time either later tonight or sometime tomorrow morning because I have a Beatles show tomorrow. So I'll be gone all day. But I'll either do it tonight or tomorrow morning. I'll put a post out and let everybody know exactly what I'm going on. But I'm looking to go on Sunday, probably like 5 or 6. Hey, CJ, welcome. Welcome. Wow. What are we wowing? The 7-Eleven, the 7-Up stuff? Yeah, 7-Up is really collected, highly collected. All right, we have Pepsi. We're in a Pepsi category. Now I'm going to add the word cola because you can see it's called Pepsi Cola. I like to fill out the exact verbiage that they use, the nomenclature that they use. This is a black and white ad, as we all say, so we're going to change that. I've had many, but I've had several questions on my YouTube channel and comments about some of these ad videos I do, saying basically, do you charge the same for black and white or color ads? And the answer is, yeah, I don't take away any value, or I don't, reduce the price just because it's black and white, nor do I raise the price just because it's color. It's really tied more directly to the product and the type of ad it is, and all the other parameters that I usually, include when I'm pricing. Black and white has never been a problem for me. It's not a lesser ad just because it's black and white. In fact, it was the norm for many, 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 many decades. I'm forgetting my years. 1948, yes. All right. I'm going to put this back to normal pricing. All righty. Let's take a look again at that picture. Obviously, they are talking about some kind of cool contest. Get the whole family to go to the store for entry blanks. Come on, get in. Grand prize and the family sweepstakes. So I guess we're going to put family sweepstakes in there, right? Oh, the Viewmaster sale. Yeah, Lori, that's cool. 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven. 7-Up. Everybody knows 7-Eleven is like a convenience store. 7-Up. Yeah, that is awesome. Welcome aboard, CJ. Hope everything's all right. You're usually here right away. Maybe you had something to do tonight. That's all right. We'll let it slide. You're always lurking, though. Or you might have been lurking and you just decided to say hi now. That's cool either way. All righty. Pepsi. Let's take a look at the picture again. We're going to put sweepstakes in there, right? We're going to put, I guess we'll put family sweepstakes. You can see the little illustration of a family running. Dad's hat is falling off because he's running so quickly to get his little entry blank. Looks like $250,000 up for grabs. That's, oh no, 25,000, excuse me, in the bag. 51 prizes each month in each state, plus 3 monthly national prizes in the $203,725 Treasure Top Sweepstakes. Jeff, well, was not going to say anything. 7-Up. Yeah, I know. It's like, remember when Saturday Night Fever came out and people would say Saturday Night Live or Saturday Night Fever and kind of interchange the two. Same thing. 7-Up, 7-Eleven. All right. I'm going to put this, define this as Treasure Top Sweepstakes. Actually, I'm going to put Treasure Top Family Sweepstakes. Taken right from, yeah, bottle cap is a great one to page. Yeah, I like that too. Bottle cap, something we could kind of highlight. It's a shame this one is in color because that would look really nice, wouldn't it? But that's okay. Pepsi didn't have enough money yet. I like bottle cap as well. That pretty much takes us almost the whole way. We still have 5 characters. So if there's a little word we could think of here, like a 3-4 letter word we could throw in, that's decent. Contest. I could have put contest, right? But I think now we don't have enough characters left. That's probably it for that one. Pepsi Cola, Treasure Top, Family Sweepstakes, and Bottle Cap. Good one, right? That'll do well. If it was 7-Eleven, just joking. Sack. Page with the 4-letter. Good call, Page. Damn. 3 out of 3 with every character used. Great job, Page. Thank you very much. I'm going to have to come up with some funny little graphics and things for contest winners. And I'm actually thinking about very soon doing a couple of giveaways for everybody here on the show, just to thank you for showing up. Little things like maybe just send an ad out for free to folks. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. I'd be happy to throw something together just to thank you. Free of charge, especially as things continue on, hopefully on a good path with Whatnot and everything else that I'm going to be going through. It's inspiring me also to open up some new magazines that I've had sitting there. Like I have enough that are already caught up that I'm just kind of listing. As you see on these shows, I do something like this every day, not on a show, just by myself. Every morning I'll go in, I'll list, 40, 50 of these easily during breakfast and things. So I have a whole stack of kind of pre-cut out ads that are ready to list. But then I have, I don't know, a couple of thousand magazines that aren't processed, as I put it, where the staples are still in there. Thankfully, they're in decade order, so I could just go and say 40s, like I did for my Whatnot show. I just grabbed a series of 40s ads. And now this is inspiring me with the Whatnot thing, and now maybe doing a little giveaway thing during these shows. It's reason for me to open up some of these untouched magazines that I've had sitting there for a while. It's kind of cool. I don't want to do the ones I already did the work on and cut out and all that stuff. I'm going to save for just my standard listing. But this other stuff, it's like a free-for-all. Like, oh, look at this. I forgot I had these. So you love finding surprise value, $30 Thomas train. That is cool. You found one? Explain that, Carl. $30 Thomas train? Is that something you're listing? All right. Hold on, I'm going to send a quick message to somebody. I'll tell you, just to talk about, because we keep going back to, but Whatnot, one of the most fun things for me personally is having music on it. I'm a musician forever. I love music. It's my life in a lot of ways. And it's so nice to be able to play music and not be killed for it. Like, I would love to have some nice music going on in the background, but YouTube won't allow it. It's not really YouTube. It's all the music companies won't allow it. It's not YouTube. I'm sure they would be happy to allow it, but it's all these crazy music companies that want money every time you play something. All right. So they give a virtual smack to somebody, but we're good. Picked up 2 wooden ones today. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Is Thomas Train the Thomas the Tank thing, or is it like a brand like Lionel? I don't really know much about model trains. I know Lionel. That's about it. I know Thomas the Tank. My kids used to like when they were little. With Ringo as the conductor. All right. We have listed our Pepsi, right? Did I hit submit? Let me make sure. Sometimes we get to talk and I forget if I hit submit. So I have to go check my active. No, we did not hit submit. All right. We were just praising the page for the SAC. Last 4 letters. Okay. Let's list this one. Move on to another one. Thomas the Tank. Yeah, cool. $30, huh? Very nice. Future trains in general, extremely popular category across the board with just about any product you could think of selling related to a train. Always going to be a good one. The ads are no exception. People like their choo-choos. It's got to be a 7-Eleven thing. You're right. I'm holding off on these car ads, everybody. Again, I'm not anti-car. It's just we seem to spend so much. I don't have that many in this one. I think it's only 2 or 3. So that's, all things considered, that's not bad. I'm trying to pull up something different again. I like these different things. Stuff we might not have taken a look at previously. All right, this is one. Carl has Weisenheimer. Tons of postcards in depth. Do you really? ES400 at the thrift store. I have an ES400, Carl, right next to me. Great machines. I bought it new. Do you have any idea what they go? Have you seriously been like researching prices on them? Because I know you could probably get them secondhand for not that much, relatively speaking. I don't remember what mine cost new. It was a couple, maybe 2 years ago. But for postcards, just ask Popeye. You know, it's to me, it's if you have the means to pick them up, pick one up because it'll save you so much time. You can do hundreds of them in minutes. Yeah, at least photo wise. I'll tell you, that's one thing. And there, I've talked with, I know a lot of guys that are doing the postcard resale thing, of course, Popeye, but some other ones too. And including Don, Professor, loves postcards. And they say it's like one of the best things to get into initially if you're new at eBay or you're new in reselling in general and you want to kind of, what's a good, the question comes up all the time, you know, what's a good niche for me to start out in? I don't know what to sell. And over 300 even used, Carl. Boy, yeah, that is a lot of money. I was saying about postcards, and if you have that many in your death pile, Carl, that's you're sitting on a pile of cash, you know. Yeah, 300 new. Yeah, mine was definitely over 300 new. I'm saying maybe secondhand, maybe even on eBay or something. You could take a look and see if anybody has a used one for sale. Maybe you could like cut that price in half, or maybe do you guys have in Canada? I assume you have Facebook Marketplace too. Maybe you can meet somebody locally. I'm not sure, but I know it's expensive. And I didn't buy, you know, my 2 or 3 scanners we have now. The big flatbed was like $600. This was $300 or $400. I didn't buy them until I had plenty of money in the bank from the sales process, and I just wanted to streamline things. And same thing, Carlos earlier was saying he's thinking about starting in print ads, or anybody else. Don't go out and spend a fortune like that, because that's a lot of money that you're going to have to recoup. And I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will if you're doing this or you're doing postcards. You will over time, but it's an investment. And I would definitely recommend personally. I wouldn't go charge that or something. I would wait till you have some success in, be it postcards or print ads or anything else you want to use a scanner for, and then when you're confident that you're going to be continually generating good revenue from whatever that niche is, then maybe you go ahead and you enhance your experience with one of these scanners. Because I'll tell you that it's day and night, and they do say time is money. So if you could save, if you could list 10 times faster, that's 10 times more items potentially you could list, 10 times more money you could make. So it's definitely something to look into. But again, I would just personally recommend, make sure you did your research. You're confident you're going to be generating money like that constantly from whatever this is, and then go ahead and get the tools to make life easier. Figure out the process to ID, list, and ship quickly. Yeah. Carl, have you ever checked out Popeye? Popeye's Postcards, who just said hi. Check out his channel if you haven't seen it. He has, I have my finished print ad series, which is 7 parts. He has like a 25 part postcard series. Phenomenal work. Very generous of him to put all that out there, but it's really excellent. I watch it. I've said several times, I saved the whole playlist to my computer. Yeah, go check if you want to, just like you said about IDing and learning about him. It's a great, he put out that's like a college course, if you will, for postcards, and definitely recommend, if you haven't seen it, anybody out there, go check that out. It's wonderful if you want to get into postcards and learn about them. He really lays everything out and makes it pretty clear. There's still a lot of work to do on your own, but it's a great guideline, and if you do have any questions, you go back and watch one of his videos. Hey, Ginger. YouTube presentations. I have a few old magazines. I'm totally loving the content. And thank you very much, Ginger. Welcome. I really appreciate you joining. I'm glad you joined live. Are you subscribed to the channel, Ginger? If you haven't, please do. If you did already, thank you very much. And I really appreciate that you enjoy the content. Yeah, we do. There's no real rhyme or reason yet. The only consistent show I have is theoretically Monday nights. Now, there was an exception 2 weeks ago for Memorial Day. We went to Tuesday, but Monday nights we is myself and my buddy Travis Griffin. We do a chat show, a proper chat. So sometimes we have guests on, and otherwise we just kind of talk reselling, not unlike what we're doing tonight. But myself and Travis, every Monday night we do that at 7. And then during the week, sometimes on Wednesdays, recently tonight being a Friday, the last several Fridays, I come on myself and I do these listing shows, and it's kind of a hybrid. You chat a little bit, you talk about things, and then we do some listings together. And it kind of reinforces a lot of the stuff that you've probably seen in my videos on my YouTube channel, which is just basically like Popeyes. Here's a high level overview of these different topics within the niche. And then this is kind of a live action, kind of what we go through. And it makes it, hopefully it takes some of the, not intimidation, but, some of the questions or trepidations people might have out of the equation. And you can kind of do it with me. And I always encourage, and everybody, believe me, does what I ask. If you have any input, if you have any suggestions about how to word things, feel free to voice them. But thank you, Ginger, very much, and welcome. All right, we have, did I even show anybody this picture yet? What do we have? Hamilton watches. What do we just say about choo-choo trains? If you look, I know it's hard to see, but you see the bottom right, the little blue sideways image where it says Hamilton? Underneath that, it says the watch of railroad accuracy. And it looks like a college graduate there. What does your graduate want to be? Businesswoman, actress, homemaker, scholar. The choices are endless, folks. Anyway, it's really a cool advertisement for these Hamilton watches. This goes without saying. Rolex. I know people know Rolex watches, right? Major Bolo for advertising. Some of those ads I've seen go for $100. Don't come across them every day. Maybe that's why. But Rolex, if you see Rolex ads, they usually go for really good money. This would be a Hamilton watch. Nothing against Hamilton, but I'm sure they're very good. But I don't believe they're on the level of the Rolex. However, here's a rare instance where I might actually do a comp or two just to see if there are any. I think I have a Hamilton watch ad out there. But I don't know how many others there are. If anybody wants to take a stab and take a look for me, I'd really appreciate it. And we could see if they're, popular or priced a little higher than, this is Flip It. Hi.
Hi.
Mrs. Flippett says hi, everybody.
I'm leaving.
Are you?
Yeah.
Let me kiss Mrs. Flippett. She's going to see a movie with. Thank you. I'll see you later. I love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Be careful, honey. She, for those of you who might not know, she works, or not really works, but she volunteers at a barn. She loves horses, and a couple of the horse girls are watching a movie outside. They have like in the barn. They have one of those inflatable screens, and they're all going to hang out and watch a movie tonight with like some of the young girls that are like 10, 15-year-olds that are in the barn. So they're going to hang out and watch a movie. Kind of cool. Summer activities, right? 7:30 on a Friday night. Going to go sit back in the grass and watch a movie. That's kind of nice. Page illustrated ad keyword. Oh, you're saying just put illustrated ad? Yes, sometimes. This is certainly an example of an illustration. But this Hamilton watch, I like I said, I might actually do. Very rarely do I check out comps for these ads, but once in a while, like when it's like this one. Let me just do it really quick. Hamilton. I do believe I have one or two listed, which is really, think about it, when you have 2,100 or so, I think I have active right now, ads. To only have two, it's a really small percentage. Hamilton watch, vintage, ad. I just want to make sure I don't personally miss out on something like the Rolex thing where it's like, oh, Hamilton watch ads go for $400, you know? So let's see. When you guys look at your comps, do you always go to sold items? Because that's what I do. I look up the item and then I look at solds. Because I don't care what people list them for. I care what they sell for. Yeah, there's nothing. I don't see anything spectacular. Although one sold for, a lot of 7. Never mind that. I was going to say one sold for $40, but it was a lot. All right. Yeah, we'll use our standard pricing. What's the word? Pricing structure on this one. I just wanted to give a gander quick. So this is a Hamilton. I'm just going to put watch. And then we'll put, you know what's good? It's graduation season right now. So you might as well. Supper time. Thanks for the show. You're welcome, Carl. Enjoy supper. And if I'm still on when you get back, or if you, let's reword that. If you have a chance after dinner and you want to come back, I'll probably still be on. Thanks, Carl. A lot of fun tonight again. Hamilton watch, right? Vintage print. So let's try to find our category. I have no idea if Hamilton will have a. It doesn't. So we're going to put it in jewelry and watches. That's fine. And then in my internal category, I have a watches jewelry section. That works out well. This is multicolor. This is original. US of A, not modified. Print ad. Brand is Hamilton. $1948. I'm going to put college graduate, and kind of a very topical right now. You never know. Might be somebody out there that wants to get something like this, an vintage ad. Maybe their daughter's graduating and they thought it would be cool. To page. Seems so, yeah, call, cool. Enjoy your supper. You look at both sold and listed, do you? Okay, that's nothing wrong with that too. Because as we know, markets change, right? Values or prices of things can change sometimes. So just because it's sold once for $10, it might have gone up. Nothing wrong with that at all. Sometimes Illustrator artist is noted. Oh yeah, absolutely, very true to page. Absolutely, we've been through tons of examples during these live shows where somebody will take the time. We'd see like a little, scribble at the bottom right of an ad or something, and some folks that are online with me will look it up and say, "Oh, that's whoever." And they're a renowned illustrator from 1926. Boom, put the name in. Absolutely true. Great point. With that said, I don't see, like, if you look at the perimeter of the ad or something, I don't see any, signatures on there. But that is a great point. Whenever you see an illustration in general, look out for that. She's also in a pink car. Is that true? Reddish pink? Groovy to page, groovy. I used groovy in my description tonight in the video. Anybody see that? So we're going to list some groovy ads. It's a word I want to bring back to the vernacular of today. All right. Hamilton. Anything else you guys want to point out? We could put gold, I guess. We could put, there's no way of really knowing what university that is, I don't believe, unless, let me blow this up. I say that, and then I think to myself, wait a minute, I'm going to blow this ad up so I could read the bottom a little bit and see. Once in a while, they'll put, Notre Dame University or something. Not just a show, a marathon. That's right. And you want to head right to 7-Eleven after that marathon and get yourself some 7-Up at 7-Eleven. Oh, we're just warming up, Jeff. I don't know what you're thinking about. We're not even halfway through yet. Since 1892, America's only manufacturer of full jeweled watches. Okay, that's good to know. And then the railroad thing. We definitely want to put the watch of railroad accuracy. Is their little catchphrase. And that would probably, if we can even fit that, the watch. Let's put railroad accuracy. Damn. Thank you, Ginger, very much. Red car. This is unheard of. What are we at? Is this the fourth ad, fifth ad? Every one of them. Look at that, everybody. 0 characters left. We have used, what is it, 140? I should know this. I forgot how many characters there are exactly, but somebody can correct me. Or we could just go to 7-Eleven and find out. But we filled out every character on every ad we've done tonight. That's good work. Good work. All right, so that's a nice kind of different ad. Hamilton watches, the whole railroad thing. Proud college graduate. She could be anything she wants, including an actress, according to this ad. Good stuff. Okay, we will list this one and move on to our, let me see my price. Yeah, $14.99. We'll go to the next one. $80 says DePage. What's 80? Sorry, did I miss something? Oh, is it 80 characters? Is that it? Maybe that's right. I don't even know. Probably not like, well, let's see. It says 62. You're probably right, DePage. Maybe it is 80. Because you see how I have vintage printed there and it says 63 remaining. You're probably right. Good job. Whatever it is, we're using all of them tonight. Really can't beat that. Okay. What shall we do next? Nice variety of products tonight. Kind of cool. I wish. Yeah, I think you're right, DePage. Sorry about it. Yeah, the characters in the title, right? You're probably right. It probably is 80. Very good. Here's one that's a quasi inside joke amongst some of the people in here. One of which is not on right now for some silly reason, but if she was, we'd have a good laugh. But anyway, look at this, everybody. It's called Swift's Prem. That looks eerily like Spam, doesn't it, everybody? The most putrid product known to man, Spam. My grandparents, God bless them, my dad is one of 15 children. And his parents, my grandparents, my dad was number 9 of 15, just to give you an idea how far back they go. My grandparents raised the first of their children were born in 1930, 31. So basically, they raised all their kids through the Great Depression and World War II, my grandparents, with 15 of them. And I remember my grandparents always telling me how they used to get spammed, especially during World War II. It was like, let's be honest, it's putrid, it's disgusting. But guess what? It's food. It's something to put on the table. And we talked about this during the Whatnot show the other night about rationing. And a lot of companies, the government put through these rationing programs, and you had those little tickets, little green food coupons, and Spam kind of came to the forefront as something edible that was cheap. And people used to eat them. And my dad, he says, he'll never touch it anymore because when he was little, like, you knew times were tough when Spam was put on the table. So whenever I see these ads, I just a little bit of me dies every time. Because it's literally the stuff that's on the floor, folks, and they just kind of mash it up in a disgusting mixture like a hot dog. Here she is, just in time. She heard the Spam was on the grill. Welcome, Dawn Wright. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Jeff, spam, teat premium. Yeah. Oh, oof. You hate getting premmed in my email? Did you mean spammed? What is this? We have an actual recipe. Oh, jelly sauce. Oof. It's very popular. Yes, it is. I was in Honolulu, and it was. You're right. It's popular. Well, everything is pork in Honolulu. If anybody has been to a luau or has not been to a luau, one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life was we went to a luau in Waikiki, because that's what you do. You go to a luau in Hawaii, and they literally had a roasted pig. I mean, nose to tail, a full pig. They bury them like under like 3 feet of dirt or something, and they put a cloth in there and they cook them in the ground. And they do a ceremony and all this stuff with the guys at the fire, and they raise a dead, cooked pig, a whole pig dripping. Oh, it was the most. I don't eat pork. I've never been a pork fan my whole life, but that was in '92. I went there with a group from a job I was in then, and I have never touched a pork product since. I was never a fan prior, and I have not touched one since. It turned me off so much, the whole thing. But anyway, enough preaching about that. But anyway, spam is just putrid. Gelatin recipe keyword. Yeah, we'll look at that. If there's a recipe, we'll absolutely throw that into page. Absolutely. Correct, Dawn? We call it ham posh. Yeah, I'm sure you do. Spam, eggs, and rice. I knew this would all come out. I put it up, I knew it would be a bunch of people joking about this, but man, koala pig is yummy. Oh, if you say so, Lori. Whatever that was, and then they literally took that pig and like grinded the entire thing, and it's all shredded pork, quote unquote, with oh my god, I couldn't believe what I was saying. And of course, to them, it's like not a delicacy, but it's a ritual. It's something that they eat universally over there, and I couldn't with their poi. I had many a Mai Tai, but you couldn't beat the scenery. It was the most beautiful place I'd ever been in my life, with tiki torches lit. It was right out of a postcard, like it really was. But the pig thing, oh, and everybody's like cheering. Oh. Hey, Lake Erie, what's going on? Maybe someone should go spam recipes. There you go. Spam 100 ways, right? Oh, man, oh man. Well, reluctantly, let me pull this thing up. You're right. Who said about the recipe? It's a page we have Martha Logan's pan brown premium, prem, excuse me. I keep thinking it says premium. Prem with jelly sauce. Is that jelly sauce? Oh yeah, I guess that is jelly sauce on top. What is that on, like a bed of, I can't tell if that's like macaroni and cheese or potatoes. Now, Martha Logan. We talk about, looking up, we were just talking about earlier, certain illustrations. You might want to look out for an artist name. How about, in this case, Martha Logan? Is she like a Betty Crocker-esque lady of the time that might have been renowned for cooking? I'm going to have to look up Martha Logan, because that might be worthy of inclusion in our, I erased my year. Hold on, 1948. Inclusion in our title, if she's somebody, famous, a famous chef or something. Swift's Prem. I literally thought twice before I even put this ad up for everybody. But I'm like, let me get it out of the way. See what comes up with this. Meat product. See, it doesn't even like rank enough to have its own category. It's an other food. That's a way to put it. Swiss Prem. I guess I'll put other food. Use the term food lightly. Hi, Dawn. How you doing? Hope you're feeling good. All right, let's put this back to food. And let's fill out the gory details here in the item specifics. Swift's, of course, makes premium ham. Again, I wouldn't touch ham with a 10-foot pole either, but if I was going to eat a pork, quote-unquote, product, it wouldn't be Prem. 1948, right? I don't want ground pig snouts. Thank you very much. All right. Here we go. Dawn with the annual pig roast. Of course she did. That's exactly what they called it in Hawaii. It was a pig roast. All right, hold on. I'm late to these comments. Farming wasn't my thing. No, Maria, I guess not. I love animals. I really do. I was a vegetarian for like over 20 years, and purely based on the love of animals and just thinking it was disgusting to do what we do with these animals. But again, I'm not going to get a soapbox about that. Whatever. Let somebody else do that. But that was just a personal thing. So I was purely vegetarian for about 20 years, and then maybe 10 years ago or so, I started really enjoying fish again and turkey. But I mean, I'll have a piece of steak now and then, but I will not, seriously, I haven't touched pork definitely since 92. And even before that, I never liked it much. I'm one of the probably only people on the planet. I hate bacon. I think it's disgusting. It's just grilled fat. I don't get it. I'll eat turkey bacon though. Rootin'. When I was a kid, when I was a young warthog, there was a hog killing oh my God, we're cleaning the head to make head cheese. Oh yeah, head cheese. I remember seeing that in the delis in New York all the time. Thought it was cows, but I guess it doesn't matter. Make head cheese out of anything with a head. WGN newswoman makes 50s gelatin recipes on air. Oh yeah? Oh, Dawn. Maybe spam, alternative spam may generate more. I agree totally, like Gary, because everybody thinks of spam, right? It looks like a poor man's spam. I agree. I might put spam in there. Well, you really don't? Cool. Me too. Like I said, solid 20. Actually, I could give you an exact. Well, I was already, in 92, I was already, because when we went to Hawaii, I was vegetarian. So that's 92. 20 years is what, 12? And about, yeah, probably almost exactly. Maybe it's since the late 80s or so I started with the no meat thing. That's I was just singing that before. Did you hear that? Perm or cheesy curds? I love cheese curds. Love me some cheese curds. What's the French fries things that everybody loves in Canada? They are a poutine. Poutine is a beautiful thing. Snood. I don't know what a snood is. They probably do. It's probably asso turkey. I wouldn't be surprised. Supposedly it says on the thing, it's like turkey thighs or something. I wouldn't doubt it. God knows what we're eating, everybody. That's why it's at a certain point. Then there's the part of me that says, oh my God, that's disgusting. And then there's the other part of me that says, whatever you eat is probably disgusting. So just, you got to live, eat something, right? Right now, it's Mediterranean diet for me. Yes, poutine is amazing. Absolutely true. And what would the classic poutine be, Dawn, right? Just like a beef gravy, I think, right? And then cheese curds over a thing of fries. Oh, look at Dawn. Is that what the snood is? Okay. The little thing. Ugh. A little snood Parmesan. Oh, well. Don't we have fun, everybody? I like the point about potentially mentioning spam. I am going to write spam. Spam alternative, right? Was what we said. Spam alternative. Jelly recipe. What is it? Oh, let's look up. Anybody want to look up Martha Logan for me? Like cook or I guess we put cook, right? Makes a company meal easy on the cook. Martha Logan. I'm curious about Martha Logan because she might get a spot right in the heart of my listing right here if she's worth her weight in salt. Martha Logan. I'm gonna put Martha Logan chef. Well, somebody else has a print ad that has Martha Logan in there. Yeah, she did cookbooks. Okay. We're going to throw Martha Logan in there. Maybe she's somebody that people might search for. Always want to have somebody like that. So much so, in fact, she might go ahead of spam alternative. So we'll put, maybe I'll put cook, Martha Logan, spam alternative. I love spam alternative. That's a really good point about people looking up spam. Now, Swifts, of course, is known for Martha Logan is a fictional character played by Jean Smart in the television series 24. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, Dawn. I could eat that for eons. They sell that in Epcot. There's a Canadian pavilion down in Epcot. My wife and I are Disney fanatics. We're season annual pass holders. We go down to Disney theoretically every month. We try to go at least for a weekend. And in the Canadian pavilion, they have plays on it where like seasonally, like they'll add, like they have like a barbecued beef or something they throw in there, and they make it like a Tex-Mex style, which I know is disgraceful. You should just keep it as it is. They have a Thanksgiving version where they put like turkey in there, shredded turkey, and not relish, what's it called, cranberry sauce on top. So, but I'm sure you guys, and I agree, I think the standard, that's all you need right there: gravy, the curds, and some good fries, good quality fries. All right, so Martha Logan has made the cut. What else do we got? And then we have the recipe, right? Jelly sauce recipe, which I'm not going to be able to fit in this. Jelly sauce recipe. All right, we didn't get all the way to 0, but we came pretty darn close, didn't we? What do you think, everybody? Good? I think that's another winner. And for people who collect this putrid food product, they'll be very happy. List. All right, what other wonders await us here in my picture folder? Anybody have any sales during my show that have been on for a while? I pride myself on usually providing good luck to viewers. Usually get a sale or two during it. Listen out for your cha-ching. Woefully, I have not had a cha-ching since 6 o'clock. When I do, I usually show everybody when it pops up. Alrighty, let's get rid of this godforsaken prim. Get it off my page. Don't want to see it again until it sells, then I'll see it again. Alrighty. What should we do? What should we do? What should we do? We'll probably go a few more minutes at least. If everybody wants to hang out a little bit, let me know. I still have a bunch of ads, but I do have a big show tomorrow. I want to get some rest. It's like an hour and a half drive from our house. I'm gonna pick something cool, something different. This one I didn't even look at the details on this one. Let's pull it up. CJ with a question / comment. Does anyone know if 1940s Mechanics Illustrated magazines have good ads? They are very small. I have not come across that magazine, CJ. But Mechanics Illustrated would lead me to believe it's auto-related, and I know you know this. Car ads are great. So if they're ads about like individual pieces, like parts or something, car parts, I would imagine they probably sell pretty well. Check this one out, everybody. But if anybody does know, please let CJ know. If anybody has experience with that magazine. This is for Gem razor blades. You see a psychopathic guy down there with what looks like an Uzi or something, and he's firing out blades, razors. I've invented a razor-like Tommy gun to change blades faster. So what is the shave that counts? My new Gem razor gets whiskers at the base. No 5 o'clock shadow. Well, this is a kind of wacky looking ad for Gem razor blades. Take a look, everybody. Using his Tommy gun to distribute the blades, as we do. Yeah, that's kind of nutty. To be perfectly honest with you, in today's climate and all that stuff, I don't even think I'm going to list this one right now. You know why? Because it has a guy with a gun. I know it's not a real gun. No, it's not a real guy. I know it's supposed to be about razor blades, but I'm going to err on the side of conservative caution. Doesn't mean I won't list it, but I won't list it right now. I don't want to go through 20 minutes of discussing the fact that there's some kind of armed weapon being featured in my head. So let's go to something a little more wholesome, shall we? Yeah, this is a cool one, actually. I wanted to show everybody this one. This is for Western Electric, part of the Bell telephone system. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate it. Check that out, everybody. Now, what year? This is 1948, so they're going back to the turn of the century kind of look, which is really only about 45 years prior to that. And, mother and pa, the old-fashioned telephone. This strange invention grew and grew, but never so fast as now. This is in 1882 when Western Electric joined the Bell system. There were less than 100 Bell telephones in operation. So it's basically just this, the history of Bell telephone and specifically Western Electric here. So that's a really cool ad, sort of Victorian-looking folks there, old-fashioned telephone. I like this one. I like this one a lot. So let's pull this up. Give it a look. Give me your thoughts, and let me just start building this. We'll get the specifics out of the way. Telephone. I know Bell has a category. I don't know if Western Electric does. All right, we'll just go to communication, utilities, telephone. Sorry, I just hit my microphone stand. Sorry about that bang. Crank phone, is that what it's called, Rutan? Yeah, nice. Good call, man. Thank you. Let's go to modified no. Let's go to the United States. Let's go to utilities. Let's go to 1948. Oh, multicolor, original. 1948 again. Yep. And the brand is Western Electric, a division of Bell Telephone. Oh, nose is stuffed up for some silly reason. Okay. I like the theme of this whole thing. I like the retro looking illustration up there. I'm going to blow this up again so I could read that little snippet of something. It says, spoken words by wire. Amazing. That's how people felt when the telephone was young. And there is, we just talked about this earlier, the extreme bottom right of the illustrated portion, it's written in white. It's still hard to see, but it looks like it might say Bingham, Bingham, as a possible illustrator / artist on this one. Certainly a very good illustration. It's got like a Tiffany lamp kind of thing going, and very, very well done. But we could, if anybody wants to take a look and see if an artist by the name of Bingham, that's what it looks to be, Bingham, did this, and if he or she is somebody of renowned, we'll throw them in the title. That's my gift back to them. Would make a nice jigsaw, but wow, that's a cool idea. Very cool. Yeah, I just like the graphic. I think it looks really cool. Crank phone, I like that. All right, finish print ad. It's 1882, which is really Victorian, but this is America, so we're not really going to say Victorian, right? We'd probably use that for British. But let me say nostalgic. I'm trying to think of some words. I'll use crank phone. James Bingham. Okay, Dawn, what do you got? What do you got on Mr. Bingham? We need his lifespan first. We need his noted works. Oh, you're not finding anything, huh, Rutan? Dawn's got a James Bingham up there. Dawn's got James Bingham. Rutan's got nothing. CJ, George Caleb Bingham, Missouri artist and politician. During his lifetime, he was known as the Missouri Artist. Interesting. Now, I don't see anything specifically about the state of Missouri, and it's, what is it, Western Electric, which isn't, you wouldn't think would be popular in Missouri, right? I'm not saying you're wrong, CJ. I'm just saying I don't know if this is the same guy that did this one, perhaps. Dawn Wright with a link. George was late 1800s. Okay. Which is way too, obviously. This is 1948. Unless it's the illustration is supposed to depict 1882, it says. So I don't know if they use an old picture or if it's contemporary and they just made it to look old-fashioned. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine with that one. Oh, Barbara's CJ, did you read Barbara's response? Okay, so if that's yeah, like Prestone oil, that's cool. Prestone sells. If you have any, do they have like Firestone tires, any oil related stuff, even like an ad for a carburetor or an ad for a muffler or whatever, those would probably sell pretty well, even if they're small. It doesn't really matter how big the ad is all the time. You could sell smaller ones for good money too. Dawn, there's another Western Electric piece on that link. Oh, yeah? There you go. That sounds about right. No pun intended, Dawn. Good job, Dawn. You think this is our guy, huh? So we're not going to go with George Caleb, right? Missouri. We're going to go with James Bingham, Bingham. Heck, I'll put that in there. You know, this is going to contradict a little bit everything we've been talking about up to this point. But in all honesty, as important as your title is, and it's very important, and as important as keywords are, they're very important. I do believe that at the end of the day, when people are looking at these things, they look at the picture, right? And it's as Rutan just said, I love the artwork too, and I think that's your draw. You know, if you're flipping through or scanning or whatever you're doing to go to eBay, you're on your computer, you're scrolling through, you're on your phone, you're going to see this picture and it goes, it's just one of those pictures that makes you go, ooh, look at this, and then want to look deeper. Probably more so than having James Bingham or Crank Phone, you know? So there are certain, again, if we're just talking about ads, which is what we've been doing for a while, if we're talking about ads, it's the visual aspect is a huge component. And if you have something that's just interesting visually like this, it'll make up for some lousy keywords sometimes. I do think that's possible. And if you just to flip the coin a little, if you think about a kind of a boring looking black and I'm not saying anything bad about black and white, but let's just say there's a black and white advertisement like we've touched on from 1906 with like, you know, a full page ad and like the top right corner, there's like a little square inch bad drawing of a horseless carriage, right? And then the rest is just boom, typewritten stuff. That is not a very visually stimulating advertisement. So you really need to draw people in on that one with your keywords and your title. This one I think is the flip side a little bit, where the picture is so interesting, it can make up for some lousy keywords. If so, the ideal situation, of course, is you want an exciting visual and you want some good keywords. But I just wanted to note that sometimes it really does just come down to looking at something and saying, ooh, I think that's what this one does for sure. So let us list this one. 8 o'clock already. Wow. We'll go a little bit longer. You guys want to hang out a little bit longer? You guys want to go to bed? What are we doing? We got calls up there eating his dinner already at 8 o'clock. Dawn just woke up. She's ready for breakfast. We're all over the board here. Right. Well, we'll definitely do at least one more. Let me know what you guys want to do. If you want to hang out for a little bit. If you want to call it a night. Either way, I'm fine with it. All right, here's I just think this is kind of cool. I think this is something that's still out. The Vornado. Not only is it still out, ladies and gentlemen, in front of my face, it's different looking than that. It's a little black. It's about 6 inches tall. It rotates on its on a circular thing on the bottom. It's called a Vornado. Out of Wichita, Kansas, which is kind of funny with the whole tornado thing. DuPage is ready to roll for another hour. Beautiful. All right, thanks, Jeff. Your wife needs your help. I hope everything's all right. Go take care of her. And please let me know when you get all your stuff safe and sound. I'd really appreciate it. If you just give me a heads up, know that it's arrived safely. And thank you again, and hopefully I'll see you on Sunday. But anyway, look at this, guys. Vornado. Big old fan. Everybody looks really comfortable with their Vornado. I just think it's kind of funny that right on my desk is a Vornado. Enjoying the show, going through my stamp stash to get listings for eBay. Great. That's great. Nada, that's really cool. Yeah, a lot of people say that they and I'm the same way. If I watch other people list, I kind of get into that, mindset. And I want to get some listings done too. It's motivational. That's part of my hope, is it inspires people to get out there and get some stuff up and think about some other niches that they might have thought about. That was really the whole idea. All right, Vornado. No idea it was around 1948, but here's the proof. And what are we going to just a fan, I guess, huh? Well, this is an entirely new and different kind of air circulator. They bypass the whole fan word and simply go with air circulator. But for the purposes of getting our category, I'm going to put fan and then see what comes up. Appliances, that's what I thought. So we're going to put this in appliances. I know, Dawn. We're already 2 hours in. Vornado. All right, so our category is indeed appliance. Let me just fix this in my store and I have a category called housewares or household items. Bam, put it in there. Still in the 40s. Then we'll put black and white. Original. It's really cool to know that people are listening or doing other things while they're listening or watching on the side. I love that. Everybody's like engaged in something. It's kind of cool. Everybody's helping me, that's for sure. Hopefully, in turn, helping you as well. 48. Okay. What do we have here? Come on, Dawn. You just got up, so let's go. What do you got? What's some keywords? Comfort under all circumstances, summer or winter, which is a very good point. The fan is not just for summertime, everybody. It actually helps circulate your heat as well. We have ceiling fans throughout our house, and they do have that like reversible thing where, heat rises, as they say. So in wintertime, you want it to turn one way, and summertime, you want it to turn the other way. And it really does save, it helps circulate things so you can use less heat. Conceptually, less air conditioning if you have a fan going at the same time. Gives complete room circulation. We have kind of an office thing, right? Look at the boss kicking back with his feet on the desk. Life is good. Secretary taking notes. Then you got the other guy kicking back again. You know what's the trend here? Guys are kicking back. Women are running around. Seems to be a theme amongst a lot of these ads, let me just tell you. But yeah, the guy sitting there with his literally pipes, slippers, and a newspaper. How stereotypical is that? With the Vornado blowing on him. They're out of Wichita, which is like I said, kind of cool. Whole tornado, Vornado. We're not in Kansas anymore. I want to see if they mention a model. Sensational is the word. There's nothing like it anywhere. Twin inductor cones draw and supercharge air into a deep, biting, practically noiseless propeller. A vortex tornado air pattern is formed. They go into great detail about the formation of the air circulation. Exactly. Where's my robe and slippers and pipe? Come on. Walk in, have like a nice, martini waiting for you with the olive. Let's go. Sarah, what are you doing? All right. What would you collectively say, you as a group? Any words coming to mind here? Pick and Phase, how you doing? Welcome. You missed what? You missed my whatnot. It went really well. Thank you for asking. We talked about it. If you want to, I don't know if you just joined or you were just kind of being quiet, but if you go back when we're done with this video, check out like the first half hour. I talk about the whatnot experience. I had a great time with it. It was my first show. 10 lots up, 10 lots sold, so you can't complain there. Very user-friendly platform for me, except for the first 5 minutes, which I go into some detail about that, but it was my own screw-up. With multi cameras involved. But once we got that worked out, pretty painless. Great group of people came out for that first show. I was really appreciative. I'll be back on Sunday, probably 5, 6 o'clock, to do a 50s theme. We did the 40s World War II ads on Tuesday night. We're going to do a 50s rock and roll 50s kind of thing. All the ads will be out of the 50. Same thing, lots of probably 5 or 10 a piece. Sunday, and then I probably will go back on Tuesday. But anyway, long story short, pick and phase. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I did not have any preconceived notion of whether I would succeed or fail. It was just like, let's try it, put it all out there. If nobody shows up, that's okay. If a million people show up, that's okay too. You know, I didn't have any like I said, any preconceived notions about it. I just wanted to try. I wanted to put on a nice show and be friendly with everybody, which was returned tenfold because everybody was really cool in that room. Had some nice music going. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for asking, though. Hope you can check it out. Probably be on a Sunday night, most likely, next one. Found out your phone is not compatible with the whatnot. Oh, really? That stinks. You don't have to use your phone, though. I mean, I don't use. The only reason I have my phone is for the camera. Like my whole setup's on my computer. You could do it on the computer. The only thing you can't do on the computer, from what I understand, is you can't join a contest or whatever, the giveaways. If you click, it says, if you've ever been on a show, when people are giving away stuff, there's like a yellow button. You click enter giveaway. You can only do that on a phone. Correct. Yeah, see? Doing right. Yep, you could absolutely use it on your desktop, CJ. The one other thing you can't do on the desktop, Dawn, right, is you can't, which is so silly. They got to fix this. You can't find a user. You can't search for users on a desktop. However, if you click a link, like if you look in my YouTube videos, you can click the link and it'll take you right to my page or anybody else's. If they give you a link, you can go directly to it on the web page on the computer. But to search, for some silly reason, you can only search on the phone. I hope they fix that. Yeah, no problem. It is, right? It just doesn't make any sense. But again, like Dawn's been always great, but she was putting links in some other shows we were doing or she was watching. And if she put, in my case, excuse me, a lot of talking. Excuse me. She put my whatnot link on and then people could just click on it and then they don't have to go through the search process. And it took them right to my page and then you could just favorite me or whatever the word is, bookmark. What do they use in? I don't remember whatnot. I know you could bookmark. That's a kind of cool thing. You could bookmark the show, which means you'll get it's like hitting the bell on YouTube. You get a notification when somebody you favorited or bookmarked is about to do a whatnot auction. Could have asked that in Dom's chat. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, that seems so basic, though. There we go. Follow a person, bookmark a show. Perfect. Thank you, Dawn. You've crystallized my thoughts completely. Thank you. But yeah, big fan. And thanks again, Pick and Phase, for coming in. I haven't seen your name out there before, so welcome aboard. And yeah, please come if you have any interest in this stuff. Sunday night, probably 6. Probably 6. It's either 5 or 6. I'm leaning towards 6. But I'll make a formal announcement either late tonight or tomorrow morning. Thank you. All right, we got the Vornado. Take a look at this picture, everybody. I said before about black and white versus color thing, which for some reason comes up once in a while. This is a really nice ad. It doesn't matter that it's black and white. It's graphically pleasing, right? I think it looks fantastic. I don't think it takes away from the ad that it's not in color. So it certainly won't be discounted just because it's black and white. That's the question that's come up. Do you take less? Do you sell the black and whites for less than the color ads? No. No. What would you guys put in the title? What kind of exciting Don's deals? Oh, okay, cool. Let me, well, I can't do it now because as we just discussed, I can't follow anybody on the webpage, but I'll make a note of that. And if I haven't followed you already, I don't remember if I did, but I will certainly follow you. And if you haven't followed me, please follow me. Just Jiminy Flip It. Talked about this a week ago. I did wind up changing. Remember we were talking about this, guys, on I think it was Monday night, right? The chat show. The whole idea of possibly changing my eBay store. Well, I did do it. I made everything Jiminy Flip It. That was the one piece that was missing. But it's funny, even if you change your store name, your username, or whatever you want to call it, in eBay stays the same. So I still have my old username, but the people, when they go to my store, they're going to see Jiminy Flip It now. It's kind of cool. Just like Popeye or Auction Professor, all these guys that have kind of, very popular trade names, or, that's a big thing, your branding. And, Not that mine's a big name by any stretch, but I still want to be kind of consistent across anything that I dabble in. I just want to have the same brand, if you will. So that was the missing piece, was my eBay store, and I did go ahead and do it. It was a joke how simple it was, and I didn't lose any followers. In fact, I gained some. So that was all my silly hesitations. But I think Dawn, a couple of people talked me off the ledge on that one, and I wound up doing it, and no regrets. So now I'm universally Jiminy flipping on everything, computer-wise. Thank you, Dawn. Yeah, CJ, if you click that on your computer, you could go right to my little page, and then Dawn could probably do it better than me. I don't have it in front of me, but there is like a little there's a little section where you could bookmark me, and then what'll happen is when I do go on Sunday at 6, probably, you'll see like a little pop-up that says, Jiminy Flippett's about to go on, or whoever else you follow. You could do it for 100 people. But I did want to say to Picket Face, yeah, I'll make sure anybody wants to check out Don's deals, go check it out. Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, CJ. Go follow me. You can check out the show. They're a lot of fun. They're so laid back, and it's kind of just like this. It's not really very different than these shows, except I'm not on camera because I have the camera focused on, the ads that I'm showing off, but it's the same thing. The one element I really like a lot, and everybody seemed to enjoy, was the fact that you could play music during it, and you don't have to worry about copyright nonsense. So I had some cool, World War II era music playing in the background. I really do think it sets a mood. It's just kind of cool. You go into somebody's auction, and it creates a thank you, Barbara. Well, thank you for my count. I was only a 30 when I started the show Tuesday. Thank you. Thank you, Karen. You did? Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy them. Are you going to sell them or are you going to keep them, Karen? Let me know. I won't be hurt either way. You know what, Karen, you could be the first person I ask, because I think you're the first person there's Don's deals. Go follow him. Thank you, Dawn. You're going to sell them. Okay, cool. If you have any questions, let me know. But they're literally ready to scan and get up. So good luck. You probably make a lot of money on them. A lot more than you spent. But that's the whole idea of the auction. So good luck to you. And if I can help in any way, let me know. Karen, when you, because I haven't bought, oh yes, I did buy something. When you buy something like you just bought from me, right? And you say it's received. I saw on I have like a dashboard on Whatnot. If you guys, I don't mean to bore anybody with specifics if you're not into Whatnot, but since it's new to me, it's still kind of fun. Well, there's a dashboard, right? That shows, I sent everything Wednesday morning right away for everybody that bought. You got yours already in 2 days, which is really cool. But do you have like on eBay, can you go in and like give a review or something when you buy something? Because I've seen a lot of people on Whatnot that have been doing like I'm going to keep bringing up Popeye because he's the guy I see the most and I really enjoy his shows. He has like a feedback rating or whatever you call it and whatnot. There's different words, but it's basically feedback, right? Then it says like 4.8 or whatever the number is. I guess it's out of 5. Just let me know if you get prompted. Like, I wonder if when you buy something, does it say, hey, how did your transaction go? I don't even care if you do it or not. Just let me know what it says. I'm really curious to see how one gets feedback or whatever it's called on Whatnot. But thanks. I'm really happy you received them. Hopefully they're in good shape and go make some money. All right, Vornado, everybody. What do we do? Pipe and slippers? That might actually be a cool keyword. Pipe and slippers. Boss with feet on table. What else we got? What would you guys put? Wichita, Kansas, we might even put in there. Dawn's the best. Better than all the rest. DePage, app asks to rate days after receives 5 stars, like your best one. Okay, cool. App asks to rate days. Oh, so you won't, like a few days after it's received, you're suddenly prompted to leave a rating. Hubs did the feedback for you. Yeah, I know, Sarah. He just told me before. I didn't realize it because I saw his name in there, obviously. That's kind of cool. I'll definitely acknowledge you next time. And do you want to go by DCPO in there? Whatever you guys want to be called or whatever, just let me know. Don't remember seeing anything about how your experience was. but I'll sign it. Oh yeah, don't rush, Karen. I was just curious, but I think Sarah asked and DePage both said, maybe you get prompted like, hey, we noticed that you received your item. How did it go or whatever? I just want to know for myself down the road, because I know I'm sure all you guys know in eBay land, what's the ratio? Would you say maybe 1 in 5 people leave feedback if you're lucky? And I subscribe to the notion that no news is good news. Like as frustrating as it is, I'd rather have feedback all the time. I always get positive feedback, knock on wood. And I've never been one to go out and aggressively, solicit feedback. That's a faux pas. But it is frustrating when you realize you should have like 5 times more, the number that you have in your feedback, but nobody ever leaves it. I'm just curious with this because it's a new app for me, a new experience. And I do know that they talk about, they have a program, just so you know, again, for whatnot, when you're new at it, like most of us are going to be for a while, they have like a not threshold. They have like a benchmark. Like if you sell, God bless you if you do, if you sell $100,000 or 1,000 transactions, I think it was, and you've held at least 10 auctions, I believe it was, they have like a system whereby you're paid immediately if you reach those benchmarks. And one of them was the feedback thing. And I'm like, feedback? I didn't realize there was a feedback component, but apparently there is. 3 in 10, CJ? Yeah, I know. I agree. You're lucky if it's, yeah. Unbelievable. Prompted every time you go into the app with a pop-up for feedback. It's kind of annoying. And that's probably why people don't do it, right? They shouldn't harass people. My goodness. And I promise you, I'm not like asking for feedback. I'm not. I'm just saying I'm not used to I've never had experience with this thing yet. So I just want to make sure. I'm curious like what they prompt you for. I would be bugged too, probably, if somebody. And the thing that's sad though, you don't want to take it out on the person. It has nothing to do with the person that sold you the item. It's their program trying to solicit. So you can't leave out. Get out of here. Is that another thing you can't do on the computer, Sarah? They gotta make these things in sync. You can hit skip, but you're already there, so you might as well rate them. Yeah. But you know what I mean, Barbara? Like the temptation might be like you just already said, you get annoyed by the pop-ups. And you don't want to take it out on the person that you bought from because they're not causing the pop-ups, I assure you. But I understand totally. Oh, you sent me a screenshot? Thank you. Check it out. This is called multitasking. Oh, pretty cool. The screenshot you get when you open. Rate your completed orders. Oh, cool. Okay. Thank you, Dawn. Yeah, Dawn just showed me a Canadian screenshot. I'm kidding. It says Canada. Wow, you're prompted to look at shows in Canada, huh? Very cool. Thank you very much, Dawn. Again, broken record with Dawn, constantly providing top-notch service. Pop-up won't go away until you hit skip it right there. I have to skip it for now. Once I have the items, I'll always leave them. Okay, that's cool. Well, again, thank you, everybody. Whoever did leave a rating, thank you. And just thank you for letting me know you received the items. That's really all I ask. I want to make sure everybody is pleased with their purchase. And you know what I'm going to do just for fun? Sarah, you said somebody left. Did Sarah leave a rating for me? I want to see if I have a rating yet. No, it doesn't say anything. But then again, I'm on the computer. Maybe you can't see on the computer. Who knows? Oh, wow. I have 6 have been delivered out of 12. Half of my buyers have received their items. That's fantastic. In 2 days. That's Jiminy Flip It service. Along with the post office. TCPO left the feedback. Cool. Thank you. I'll see. Like I said, maybe, like Dawn said, maybe you have to be on the stupid phone app thing to see things like that. There's a seller dashboard thing that they have on here, which is what I'm trying to learn. I'm on it now, and I don't see anything that says anything about feedback. I see delivered. Where's Jeff? You still there, Jeff? It says yours was delivered. Delivered at front desk. Anyway, that's great. Thanks for the feedback, guys. I appreciate it. Feedback meaning feedback regarding leaving feedback. Just got the prompt give. Oh, thank you so much, Karen. I appreciate it. And really, best of luck to you. And if you have any questions and need help with anything, let me know. You might be a killer ad person that's been selling for 50 years. I don't know. Right, it isn't the seller doing. Yeah, exactly. I know, and it is annoying. No matter what it is on any platform, it's annoying sometimes to be constantly have things thrown in your face. Facebook, for example, to go off on a quick tangent. I'm not a big Facebook guy at all. I use it as a necessary evil for messaging, for especially for my Beatle band, and to say hi to some people. But the actual website and just every other thing is some meaningless advertisement and these stupid videos that nobody cares about. Very annoying. And you can't get rid of them. They just shove them in your face, Yes, thank you, Sarah. Oh, Jeff had to go. Okay, no problem. Well, anyway, that's right. He did say that earlier, didn't he? Sorry about that. Well, it says that he received his 2 today. So 6 out of 12 have already been received. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you. Thank you. I just saw your other screenshot. Okay. Now that we've bored everybody to tears with Whatnot. But anyway, check out Whatnot, guys. I'll be on. You can see my one little show. Wouldn't it be nice? The only thing that stinks is you can't watch the replay. I wish you could watch replays from anybody, not mine. Like anybody's, something that you might have been interested in, or like let's say you're a fan of a certain topic or whatever, and you see somebody's really good at vinyl records, let's say, and you want to see what this guy sells. It'd be nice if you could watch like a previous auction, even like the last one. Maybe they don't have the storage to keep them all up, but just like even the ability to watch the last one would be cool. But I already talked about this early in the show, but I'm just going to start recording my own for myself, really just to critique myself. Okay, should we finish this one, the Vornado? We don't have any keywords. Did anybody put anything up? Yeah, the replay, Laura. Yeah, I really wish we could. The Whatnot guy on Primetime Stream said it's in the works. Yeah, he did, didn't he? About recording it or something. I know it's a storage issue, like StreamYard, which is what I'm using, which a lot of people use for what we're doing to broadcast shows on YouTube or Facebook or whatever platform you want. You can record all of these, and it keeps a certain amount, but then they kind of cut you off because it's storage. I mean, I'm doing a 3-hour video. It's a lot of megabytes and all that stuff. So I understand why they don't want to commit to these. And some of these auctions are probably like 6 hours long. I don't know that for sure, but I'd be willing to bet there's a lot of very long auctions, especially if you're selling a ton. It's kind of motivating. If you do start selling a lot, you want to stay on, obviously. And if you start off your show like 0 for 6, you probably just want to go, oh, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining. That's what I would imagine. Yeah, that's supposed to. That was a great show. If you guys didn't check it out, on Primetime Treasure Hunters show on what night was it, Sarah? Wednesday, I think, right? He usually does Wednesday. He had a guy. I apologize, I don't remember his name. I keep saying a guy, but he did. He had like the head of the marketing team or something. Looked like he was 30 years old. It's unbelievable. They're so young. But anyway, gentleman who was the head of the marketing department or whatnot, or something was on. He was fantastic. He took all the questions, and there were a lot of questions because it's so popular and it's exploded so quickly. That was actually one of the questions that somebody asked. Like, did you ever enter? I think Primetime said it. Tom asked the guy that was on, like, did you ever enter? Jack was his name. Thank you, Marie. He asked Jack, do you anticipate this kind of growth? And what is he going to say? No way. He's like, yeah, we had factored it in or whatever, but that they've grown exponentially, and there's a lot of things in the works supposedly to make the whole experience better and they also seem to be very seller focused right now, which is wonderful and a big change from I think what most of us feel about eBay. eBay is legendarily always buyer centric, and they seem to kind of disregard sellers to a large extent. But anyway, I'm not going to go off on that. Jack, thank you. I've seen people simulcast to YouTube. You've seen some people simulcast. Oh, simulcast there. Whatnot. Yeah, you could do that through OBS, which is another program I have. It's a free. If you guys don't know, OBS is like a free streaming software platform. I do all my videos that I release to YouTube on OBS. But yeah, there is functionality to integrate OBS live streams into Whatnot. And then the nice thing about that is you can record it within OBS too. And you could stream it out to YouTube or Facebook if you want. That's kind of cool. Especially if you have in the case of somebody like Dominic or somebody with a nice following, you could simulcast your Whatnot onto your YouTube page. And then if you have 100,000 subscribers, they all get to kind of at least potentially they could watch part of your stream on your whatnot. That's a good way to grab a bunch of people. But at the end of the day, it's not about grabbing a bunch of people. It's about providing cool products that people are interested in and presenting them well and friendly. That's what I think. Speaking of which, we still do not have one keyword for this ad yet, everybody. What do you think? I like the pipe and slipper thing. I think that's kind of funny because it's almost cliche, isn't it? Pipe and slippers, or what else could we point out? Living room. I think fan, we don't need to put air circulator. Fan kind of says it all. I'm going to put pipe and slippers. It does, Sarah, right? It looks like a jet engine. It does. Looks like a plane part. It does. A man's fan. Yeah, I know, exactly. I said, look at the difference. I mean, again, just pointing out something, not agreeing, disagreeing, or making any social commentary here. But if you look at this ad, at the top right, you got the jet engine looking fan, right? That looks like it could, I'm sure the proportions might be a little bit off in this illustration, but you got the boss, quote unquote, kicking back, feet on the desk, relaxed, woman scrambling, probably doing shorthand, right? Then you got the other guy kicking back with a pipe and slippers reading the newspaper with the Vornado blasting on him. A man's fan is right, Marie. All right, so I got pipe and slippers. Anything else? I might actually, believe it or not, put Wichita, Kansas. Yeah, Wichita. It looks like something Darth Vader would have in his wherever Darth Vader lives. Wichita. How do you spell Wichita? No idea. I'm gonna have to look that up. Kansas. How does one spell Wichita? W-I-C-H. Oh, I had W-H, like witch. W-I-C-H. Wichita? Sounds like probably an old Indian tribe or something. If anybody knows, let me know. Kansas. You remember, for those of you who've been on for a while, we were talking about different states. I was up in, we had somebody talking about Washington. Washington State. I'd only been to Olympia. She's like, oh, I only live half hour from Olympia. I didn't mention how beautiful I think that whole portion of the country is. And there's only 3 states I haven't been to in my life, and Kansas would be one of those states. Tabletop and pedestal fan. While you were busy doing everything else, you even got keywords in there for me? Thank you. Pedestal fan and tabletop. I do like tabletop. We might be able to fit tabletop. One, right? 2 hours south, Maria's. Close enough. When you consider I'm about 6 hours southeast by plane from Olympia. No, I know. Absolutely, Dawn. That's a good one. I just put tabletop. All right. Let's get rid of this godforsaken ad. 8:30. Got time for one more? Paige was saying he was good for an hour. But then again, he's an hour behind me. So, of course, he's good for an hour. In Chicagoland, right? First time I've ever wrote pipe and slippers in an ad. Let's see if that helps or hinders. It'll help. Talked about this 100 times. Sometimes in the ad, like we've talked about with dogs or polar bears, like earlier, right? The guy's smoking a pipe. You never know. There might be a pipe collector out there who would suddenly be drawn into an ad for a tornado, whatever it's called, Vornado fan, because there's a guy with a pipe in it, and he might be into that. Sarah's down to 5 states. Cool. One of the states I haven't been to is the most ridiculous thing because I grew up in New York. I lived in New York, New Jersey, Florida, and Pennsylvania, the 4 states I've lived in. I've traveled all over just for fun travel and for my band. There are 3 states I haven't been to. One is Kansas. One is not Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii. One is Alaska. Kansas and Alaska, no connection. And the one that's a joke for me growing up in the Northeast is New Hampshire. I've never been to New Hampshire. We were supposed to play a show in New Hampshire in 2020, but the kibosh done been put on it, so I never got to go to New Hampshire. I was actually excited about that because it was going to check down my list, and then all I had was Kansas and Alaska. But now I'm still down to those three. We'll get them done. All right, let's do at least this one more, and then we'll reassess. We blew off the whole machete, whatever that guy, not machete, the machine gun ad. We're going to blow that one off. It probably is, right? Are you from New Hampshire, Karen? I've heard great things about it. I mean, I've been to Vermont, which is obviously right next to it. You know, we did a bunch of shows in Vermont. Beautiful, beautiful area. Maine is beautiful. You know, I've been to Connecticut more times than I can count. One of the bands I was in before my current band was kind of based in Connecticut, so I wound up having to drive up to Connecticut from Pennsylvania, which is like a 4.5, 5 hour drive, so about 4 hour drive almost every week. That was a pain in the neck. You're from Jersey, have family in New Hampshire. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've heard it's beautiful. I'm sure it's very similar to Vermont, being there literally. They really could be one state, let's be honest. They split them down the middle for some reason. One more ad. What should we do? I have a really kind of special one. Let me say, yeah, let's pull up this special one. This is a 2-pager, which I come across all the time, but I don't often feature in our listing shows only because, not because I don't want to show double page ads, I do, but because the logistics of putting them together cosmetically, like these are two separate, I'll pull it up now. They're two separate pages, right? But in the magazine, like sometimes there's centerfolds, like you guys who watched my Whatnot auction the other night, I gave away a couple of those, didn't give away, auctioned off a couple of 2 pages, right? And they were actually centerfolds where they're attached. The grand majority of these double page ads are actually 2 separate pages of paper that are just like left and right, but they're held together by a staple. So when you take the staple out, they come out as 2 separate pages. Oh, hold on. Lori's got to go. Let's say goodnight to Lori. I saw her on my YouTube feed, but it's not here. Here we go. Check in to see if you haven't get, make sure you post your Whatnot show on the Facebook group. Oh, yes, I will. Thank you. That's right. Great Facebook group that Dom Primetime set up, I guess pretty recently, right, Lori? I just found out about it. It's funny. When he followed me, he said, don't forget to join my Facebook group. So I did. Great point. Could you put a link to that before you go, Lori, to the page? It's a closed group, so like you just have to apply for access to it. If you're still around, Lori, you want to just put a link in there? I don't know if you can because you don't have the wrench, do you? Anyway, I'll find it if not. But good night, Lori. Thank you very much. Great time to say, yeah, I will absolutely post it. And I'm looking at Sunday about 6, I think. I'm leaning towards 6. So hopefully I'll see you in there. All right, check out this ad, everybody. Here we go. I was saying before, I don't often put these up on my listing shows because you see how there's like a seam down the middle if you look at this? It's 2 different scans, and then I have to combine them in a video editor thing, a photo editor, to kind of cosmetically put them together for the purpose of my listing. But it lines up pretty well, as you see here. It's just a hassle for the show, but I list them all the time. There you go, Facebook group. Thank you, Dawn. Yeah, guys, if you are in Whatnot and you want to join a great Facebook group, right there, click that link that Dawn just provided. It's run by our buddy Dominic, Primetime Treasure Hunter. He has a regular Facebook group for eBay and stuff, which I've been a member of for a while. And he just started this Whatnot group. Great resource for like-minded Whatnot individuals to get together and ask questions. And trust me, there are lots of them. And really cool is, like Lori just said, you could actually promote your own show right within there, which is kind of cool. Thank you, Dawn. Check this out, everybody. You see what this is? Alice in Wonderland. Alice's Adventures in Philco Land. Philco is the company. They made records out of Philadelphia. They used to make record players and radios all the time, but apparently they also got involved with refrigerators. You got the Walrus, Boston the Carpenter. You got the Mad Hatter, Tweedledee, Tweedledoo, whatever his names are. Alice. Now remember, the cool thing about this is this predates the movie, the Disney movie. This is what What year are we doing? 1948, and Alice came out in 55, I think. I should know that. Let's look that up. Disney. 1951. Okay, so this is 3 years before the movie came out, the Disney movie that everybody knows and loves. Kind of cool. So this is a jam-packed slam dunk sale ad. You have the whole Alice in Wonderland crew. You have people that might be interested in actually, I don't know who they are, but no, there are people that collect Philco as a brand, and it's 2 pages and it's color. So this is a absolute slam dunk. You even got apparently Humpty Dumpty down there, bottom right. Walrus and the Carpenter, right? Is this like a play? Is this all things? Yeah, Rootin, exactly. Lots of characters. Is this a I thought it was just Alice in Wonderland. It looks like it is mostly, but like I said, you got the Walrus up there. I am the Walrus. Walrus and the Carpenter, and you got Humpty Dumpty going down there. Then you have Alice, Tweedledee, Tweedledum, and the Mad Hatter. A lot of characters. The novelty here is that it predates the Disney movie by a couple of years. This is a home run of an ad. Lewis Carroll, exactly, Rootin. Philco, let me just put up, actually, it's in appliances too. I know that for a fact. So let's just keep appliances as our category. Makes it easy, and we will change our brand from Vornado to Philco. That's all we have to do with the specifics. So we can have a lot more fun with this incredibly cool ad. Let me just show you guys, because I don't know if I've done many of these. Like I said, so what I do is when I have 2 pages, was the Walrus in the movie too? There's a Lewis Carroll, The Walrus and the Carpenter, which is what the Beatles song I Am the Walrus was kind of taken. I Am the Eggman, Goo Goo Chip. I write 2-page, right, ad. Actually, what I write is 2. I know people don't read. Cover myself. I put 2 separate pages. Then I write each measuring 14 by 11. Right? So that's a designation for any of these 2 pages. I put that right in there. 2 pages each measuring. This price goes way up. $29.99 because it's 2 pages, and let's say it's Disney, even though it's not Disney. It's Alice in Wonderland. Incredibly collected, obviously. And then in my listing itself, I will also put 2-page, and I have to make a habit of doing that right away. I put 2-page right out of the gate. Funny thing is, like I said, sometimes it doesn't matter what the product is. Is it just I'm just going to put appliances. Oh, the most wonderful refrigerator. Let's put refrigerator, because there are people that collect appliances and refrigerators. You know, probably are people that actually collect the refrigerators, but refrigeration ads. Uh-oh, what do we got here doing right? The Walrus was in the movie. Okay. Jeez, refrigerator. I can't spell. Must be getting tired. Refrigerator 2-page ad. Okay, bam. Alice in Wonderland. I haven't said before, this is a home run of an advertisement, everybody. This is the one you want to find. I'll make my $30. I'll make 25. Somebody makes an offer for 25. I'll certainly take it. What did it cost me? A nickel, probably less per advertisement. When you buy in volume, your cost per goes way down, right? Alice in Wonderland. We kind of hit everything already. That was I thought this was going to be a 20-minute discussion, but if you think about it, it's so cut and dry. You know, it's Alice in Wonderland. That's the main thing. Oh, mother, cried Alice. Here's the new Philco. Mad Hatter. We have 9 characters left. We'll put Mad Hatter. Look at that. Short one. Come on. Walrus. Out of respect for the Beatles, I'm going to put Walrus. That's an amazing advertisement, everybody. Take a look again. It's really cool graphically. Like Rootin said, so many characters. So anybody who digs any of this stuff, Lewis Carroll stuff in general, Alice, Humpty Dumpty, Mad Hatter collectors, got them all. than just your basic appliance collectors. Definitely a tremendous advertisement right here. 2 separate pages, and you remember I did indicate that. Pushed together neatly to look like that's kind of how it would look if you open the magazine, without that little really thin black line down the middle. That's just the middle of the scanner. But they both came out really well. Attach them together with the photo editor and you're in business. As long as there's a clear indication that there are 2 pages. And in my case, I always put 2 separate pages. Obviously, if it's not separated, I'll put like centerfold or something to that effect in there. Double page centerfold, which is unfortunately not that common with these magazines. Most of them are like this, where the 2 separate pages. They're next to each other if you're flipping through the magazine, connected by a staple, but when you take them out, they're separated. It's hard to find, especially older magazines like that, it's hard to find a pristine version of a centerfold, because when you you've all seen my video on how to take staples out, right? But when you do take them out, take great care, because sometimes you look through and you're like, oh, I ruined that, because you'll see the holes. So just be very careful with it, and you should be in good shape. You could easily rip that little membrane in the middle, that connects the 2 pages. It's very thin, and in many cases fragile because they're old. Well, the one big thing I screwed up here, this would definitely not be a black and white ad. That is incredibly multicolored. Shoes and ships. What did she write? Shoes and ships and sealing wax, cabbages and kings. Are we quoting Lewis Carroll at this point? Great stuff. Loving this one. All right, and we did jack this all the way up to $30 with the best offer in play. Reasonable offers will be accepted at all times. And that should be it. I got my 2-page designation, 2 separate pages, each measuring, bam. And I just have the one thing, because I've been burnt by this, I just want to mention it, is sometimes when you, like let's say I'll finish with this one, right? And I'll save it as a draft so that when I'm ready to do my next ad, I just pull it up. Got to remember to go in and delete that 2 separate pages or whatever, because then all of a sudden it winds up being 1 and you'll forget. And of course that one will sell and you'll get the one person that says, hey, I thought this was 2 pages. So note to self. In fact, I'll do this right when we list this, which is now. Let's list this one. List item. And then before out of habit, I always do save as draft. Let me go in and remove the whole 2-page thing, so it does not become a problem next time I list an ad from this magazine. Get rid of 2-page. Bam. And go back to, we'll get rid of the 2 separate pages thing. I'm just going to write, what do I have in there? I think I just write pages. Page measures is what I put in there. Yeah. I'll set my pricing back down to my standard, and it'll be altered if needed. And then I will save and also delete the picture. And I will delete it from my inventory, my photo thing, and I will now save it as a draft without any of that 2-page stuff in there. All right, and that will conclude the listing segment tonight. Hello, everybody. Hope you had fun. I did. We got a bunch of ads up. This is just a snippet of the items you will see available on Sunday on my Whatnot show, my Whatnot auction, my second Whatnot auction. Probably 6. I'm going to say it, because unless something changes, but it should be Sunday night at 6. And then I'll go back on Tuesday, probably at 6 as well, because Popeye is on at 8 o'clock on Tuesdays. So that gives me a nice 2-hour window before his show, because I like to watch his show. He has great stuff out there, and 6 to 8 is plenty of time. 2 hours is plenty of Whatnot time. But Sunday, it's kind of as long as I want to go, and as long as people are interested and want to participate. Again, it'll be 50s theme, 1950s advertisements, and we'll have some fun music playing in the background, and we'll give away some stuff. I'm trying to think what else. I will be back on Monday with Travis. Travis is better, thank goodness. He was a little under the weather last a couple of days ago on Monday night. So he'll be back with me on Monday. We'll do our chat stuff. That pretty much covers the next few days, right? Look out for the Instagram/YouTube announcement about Whatnot probably tomorrow morning, because I'm tired already and it's night. I was going to say tonight, but it's not happening. Tomorrow morning, I'll post something about the show. It should be Tuesday at 6. Monday night will be the chat show. And then we'll do Whatnots on Sunday and Tuesday. Thank you very much, Dawn. Thank you so much as always. But tonight, again, for helping out so much with those links and everything. If anybody has any questions, thanks, Maria. You too. Have a great weekend. If anybody has any questions about anything, reach out to me, jiminyflip@gmail.com. Comment on any of the videos. If you want to join my Whatnot, it's just Jiminy Flip It on Whatnot. I will follow back anybody who follows me. I promise I'll follow you right back. It's a good way to build. We're all kind of new at this, to build our followers and stuff. And then you could bookmark shows. I think that was the term we came with, right, Dawn? And that's about it. So I'll see everybody. Look for an announcement tomorrow morning about the Whatnot show. It should be Sunday at 6, though. So I hope I'll see you all there Sunday. And if not, I'll see you Monday night right here on YouTube. All right. Have a great weekend. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. I appreciate it. Have a great night.